Hello and welcome to Dark Heresy, where the accents are as wide-ranging as the roles. It is the dawn of your 6th day on the Scotopagenium. Lane returns tomorrow. Today you have some decisions to make. You need to decide what to do with Grisha and who's coming back to the Ipcress. Also, currently only Commissar Krone and Gunnar know the truth. Grisha is in her containment cell in the hallucinarium. What's the plan? What's happening?
So where are we right now?
You are, I imagine, back in your quarters. It's that you all went to bed at the end of last session, and you've had a full rest, and your spell slots are recharged, and you're ready for the day ahead.
I cast Fireball 5 times.
Oh shit! You've won.
I prepare fire runes.
The Goblin King has been defeated.
Grisha's dead. We go get that Rob Brydon Welsh chef. I'm gonna go get that body out of the freezer. We get back on the ship. Boom. Bob's your uncle.
What?
Oh god, that's right. You kept the body of the fucking squat in the fridge, didn't you?
It was handed over to Krone.
Oh, that's right. Then what body are you talking about?
No, that's the body. That's the body I'm talking about.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to pull out Slane's antique Laslock of Betrayal and shoot Grisha in the head in public.
Lovely. Okay, cool. So yeah,
What?
it might be a
What do
good
you mean,
idea over breakfast to meet up and decide a game plan, because
What am I
currently,
having for breakfast?
if you're whatever you fucking want, whatever you're,
Tell me, what do they order?
you're having
Tell me. Can you do the chef's
Weetabix.
voice again?
Tell them sweet little lies.
So you sit down for Brecky Breck, and who's that knocking
Where am
on
I
the
sitting?
door? You're on the
Ooh.
floor, you fucking animal. Oh,
Dinosaur.
hello, Samuel. I brought your breakfast here. Would you like some?
Yes. What is it?
Well, it's exactly what you ordered, he says.
What did I order
opening
again?
the door. As he reveals the platter, it's exactly what you wanted.
What is it?
The food you wanted.
This sounds
Which
like
is?
you're having a dream.
Yeah. You wake up in a cold sweat.
And I woke up
Cornflakes
on the
dripping
press
from your
and it was
mouth.
all a
Everything you
dream.
could have ever wanted on one plate.
It's amazing.
Is there eggs?
Oh, baby, is there?
I like eggs. Is there pancakes?
There's pancakes.
I don't like pancakes.
Shit. There is.
Pancakes made of eggs.
For those long-time listeners of the Occupod Dark Heresy podcast, that's actually a throwback joke to when I tried to get breakfast in a hotel.
Yeah, how'd that end up?
That was a different situation than one you're thinking of. You're thinking of when I tried to go to a nice restaurant.
Let's see. Was
Get
it
your
the
ass
time
kicked.
that you accidentally murdered a man?
No,
Is it
that's
the-
also another
Is
situation.
it the time that you
Do you know how little that narrows
purposefully
it down?
murdered several people in front of a fancy restaurant?
That is, I think that's a third situation as well.
That is a third. There's so many situations where you've either murdered somebody
Maybe
or
we should
yelled
keep
about
it away
breakfast.
From restaurants.
Yeah,
You know,
most
the
of
way you're making
drama
this out
here-
to be, Trock, is that I'm the issue.
Yeah, I think that is exactly.
I don't know
Really?
how much I agree with that sentiment.
I mean, as we pointed out at the Inquisitorium, you guys have done a 4-man crusade against fast food and high dining in this segment. And, you're
We
probably
want
barred
mid-range
from-
dining only.
Yeah, mid-range sit-down meal, but like it's self-serve.
I want the place
still.
you take like a 16-year-old for their birthday.
Yeah,
Apple.
Not like,
Applebee's.
like
Yeah.
you know,
You want
it's
a Ben
pretty
and
good.
Jerry's,
It's a nice occasion,
Frankie
but it's not
Bellies.
TGI Fridays.
Yeah. So you sit down for Brecky Breck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
it's good food.
Rest in peace.
What would you like to do? What's the plan?
I'll ring my little bell that says summon agents
Party.
to the throne. Summon party. I'm going to send a friend request to Lothar and Amelia, but Tor's not heard the friend request yet.
No.
My data slate rings for the first time in what feels like a millennia with a friend request.
It says update to version 1.10.
Update to Windows 11. That's weird.
Ow.
I feel like I just got 10.
Windows 41K.
I think we need to have a conversation.
Is that in a text?
Are we all having breakfast?
I think
we are.
the door opens. You'll
Send.
Are we not like grouping up to eat
You're
Well,
on
last
Zoom.
time we had a meal together, you guys just broke into my room, if I remember
It's
correctly, while I was
true.
sleeping.
You didn't seem to mind, is the problem.
What, when I was sleeping?
Yes.
That's
He
pretty.
He did pretend to be asleep.
He
and
didn't
then-
say no. That's what they're going with,
That's
Brydon.
That's
Oh,
how
that
you-
does sound bad,
that's how
actually.
you're
Hold on a
approaching
minute.
that.
I probably should scale that back.
Regardless of how, you will end up in one room together, eating your delicious breakfast, which, as luck would have it, Rob Brydon has prepared for you, and it's exactly what you wanted.
I think for once I agree with Tora. We've got to talk about this before we move forward with this.
Okay, let me have my meal here quickly.
Oh, I hate that you do that.
I picture him like sucking the yolks out of eggs.
Oh, you don't even
Like
need. That's a
oysters.
hard-boiled egg.
I'm using them like oysters. I crack them in half like lengthways, and then like tipping them into, putting a bit of salt and like paprika and whatnot, and tipping them into my
Milk
mouth.
fire.
Yeah.
You know, do you know how to unboil an egg, Lothar?
No. I don't think I want to know. Do I?
You get a little needle and you inject urea and it breaks down the proteins and you spin it really quickly and it decoagulates the egg.
But how do you nail a fried egg to a wall?
The nail?
Did you two switch places?
I promise you, hand on tit.
Sure.
Oh my
BGZ
god,
Right,
I scrolled
not-
through a bunch of shit.
By the Omnissiah, I'm learning so much.
Not exactly what I meant with talking about things. I guess no. We've got to talk about what to do with Grisha.
I thought that was already discussed.
Yeah, we're giving public
Reason is to be
execution.
executed.
I mean, as from re-listening to last episode, there was some debate, particularly from Lothar, whether a public execution would be best, or whether or not to send her off to like a penal legion, turn her into a servitor. You know, there are more. There are a variety of ways to
It'd be the
use up a
school's
human life.
decision.
School's policy would be to put her into penitence point until dead. Your jurisdiction here overwhelms that as inquisitors or throne agents.
It might
So
look bad if we put this back on the school.
that's also a possibility. You're also more involved with it. I remember a lot of the anger was not at covering up a murder or covering up a suicide, but it was actually at the fact that she has directly lied to representatives of His Emperor's Holy Inquisition.
Yes.
Mhm.
Then Othamio's personal anger at the
Yeah.
scholar nonsense.
Wow.
Fuck.
Barely still the.
God, I'm weak. I need to
Damn.
go back to the gym.
Oh shit. I agree
Her
that she
life
needs to
is
be punished,
forfeit.
but it's more of a question of how, right? I mean,
Oh,
if
easy.
we're-
Public execution.
Yep.
that almost seems kind of tame, frankly.
Public torture.
No, I mean, look, there's a couple of folks who are wayward back in my regiment that, well, let's say they got really creative with um, whether they be the point on carrying explosives down the line or being made into a servitor or something like that. There's a lot of other ways to make her useful.
There is no use for a traitor to the Imperium.
That's very true. There's no use for her at all, in my opinion. Why should we waste resources on her being alive?
Lothar's going to sit back on this one.
The people, as I said previously, there's obviously been allowed some rules to lax here. People here are having the thoughts that they can just lie to not only us, but to everything this score represents. We need a public showing of force.
Yeah, they'd have to get tickets to the gun show. Ooh.
Nathaniel pops his pecs. Pew, pew.
I don't think she needs to suffer further.
Yeah, then we just execute her.
then
Well,
they
yeah,
see it
I
as a
disagree with the
mercy
reasons
killing.
we arrive at the same point.
Ah.
Well, I arrive at the same conclusion.
You're a tech priest. At the end of the day, if 1 = 1 and 1 = 1, then 1 = 1.
What about that O?
What about the O? You're an O.
That's their
Well,
word.
like every time a
Yeah,
Begus,
Torah is a 2 in the binary.
every time
So-
Begus writes me little love notes, it just says lol 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 lol.
Oh, I think that means lots of love. I think he likes you.
Oh, I wink at BGZ.
With licking old ladies.
BGZ says, "He whose arms are mighty is a fine ally." So it sounds
Is
like
that me?
so he's BGZ and Torah. BGZ previously referred to Torah as he whose arms are frail or he whose arms are weaker than mine, until he bested him in arm wrestling. At which point he became he whose arms are strong or like steel or something. So generally, friend priest is Amelia.
That's,
Priest is
Amelia?
generally, yeah, priest is generally or Famuel, or he refers to Lothar as guardsman quite a lot. He does first name Amelia quite a bit. So it sounds like public execution is the plan. You do remember walking past a gallows in the central courtyard, but obviously the world's your oyster when it comes to inquisitorial executions.
what's a pretty horrible way to execute somebody that can make sense in this setting?
Bureaucracy, I would think,
Yeah.
would be the worst way to go.
You must stand in the queue until you get Form 2464B.
That'll
You do
show
not
her.
know what you need to get Form 2464B.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare. See what I mean? We could be creative.
I think burning.
That feels very medieval. Which also would fit,
Welcome
though,
to
too.
Warhammer 40k, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like burning is reserved. I don't.
For heresy,
Generally
almost.
for heresy.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Banisher guy is suggesting burning. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying it's generally used for heresy. I'm not saying it's exclusive to heresy.
As far as I'm concerned, this is heretical.
Well, yeah, everything's
This
heresy.
is
sort of.
out of character
Yeah.
though, but like to just have BGZ do it, to see people just see a guitar take her out.
Yeah.
What, like rip a limb from limb?
No, like from 300 yards.
Just two
through,
shots
the,
of the-
through the crowd.
Yeah.
Guys, if we were just theory crafting being heretical, would
BGZ
be
is
the
attempting-
heretical.
You just make it like a fucking stunt legend sort of. Oh, he's gonna do a 360 no scope from over 300 yards away. It's an
Jumps
event
off
of a
of-
lifetime.
He
How
jumps
long
off
will
of
it
an
take for us to
ATV.
recreate Rust
Sunday,
when there is no modern
Sunday.
warfare?
BGZ starts pointing at the WrestleMania sign that's appeared in the background.
What if we had a firing line and all the other candidates had to shoot her?
Yo.
I like that actually. I like that a lot.
You know, actually, yeah, yeah. I hate to say it, but I kind of like that idea.
And what we do,
Torah,
everybody
coming
gets a
up with
bullet,
the big one.
and at the end of it, we'll say if your bullet's not been fired, then you're gonna get shot next.
No, but we don't tell them that and we wait.
Until afterwards.
So afterwards, we'll be like, all right, who didn't fire?
Oh man,
And
I
then
like that.
Bit of poetic justice.
We
Provided you,
we tell them all of what only one of them has a real bullet.
I
And
take it you're using stub guns for this, not a las
Nope,
gun.
las
It's been
guns.
pretty obvious.
Mine's not
Dead
powered
on.
on, sir. I know.
You turn it off, sir.
and they're actually all fart guns, and then we pop out of the bushes and like stab her to death and go surprise.
How many people, Warwick? How many people have been murdered through the use of a mob so far in this campaign?
Through the use of a mob,
This will be 3, I think, right?
let's
This is
see.
the third.
So you've had the thug that you had who was hanged by the locals, way early on. Killed by a mob. That's the only real one.
What about the people with the planet which we kind of stole the religious icon, or we opened up the box, the
Oh,
drop?
back on Al Jadar. I mean,
Didn't that guy die? One of them died by like the mob?
no, one of
Didn't-
them was shot by Scutari with an anti-material rifle. but there was no like actual conflict between two groups on the Mutalali Oasis.
Well, I don't
A
know
lot of
if
them
by
left.
mob you mean as well, like getting the mob riled up and then
Yeah.
things happening.
Just like a group of people that aren't us, really.
I don't think we ever had a mob actually kill anybody. We just had
No.
mobs riled up for
You've
certain
had
events.
a-
My first session,
yeah.
we definitely did kill somebody with a mob.
No,
You
no,
did,
no.
yes.
we like executed
You
them,
had them hanged to death, but there was an executor there. It was
right?
the
Like it
town
As
wasn't a
opposed to
mob
hanging
that
them
ripped
till
them
alive.
apart or anything.
All right, well, looks like I think we have some kind of mob killing, so this is a good place to start properly then. So yeah, firing line.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Yeah.
really a mob either, is it?
You could do decimation, just give them all a stick.
That's true as well. We could just make them all beat her to death.
Kind of Mexican execution.
Yeah,
Pinata.
Yeah.
Amelia's one of them
So-
fancy space racists.
You
could-
definitely.
we could have a
Mexicans even exist anymore?
what's it called? We could have her like tied on a post, and everybody, all the students. How many students are there?
There's about
Oh my
3,000
God.
at the Scholar.
About
The
3,000.
firing
Have them
line
walk
is
past
fire.
her, and each one has a single punch.
What if
That can
we
be
get the
arranged.
marching band to come and set we set up some bleachers?
Okay, like if you
And
guys
we
are
tie her
seriously
to a
going
post
on with
in
this,
the middle.
Amelia's just gonna leave at this point.
Oh,
Like,
alright.
This is all. This is all out of this is all out of character
Oh,
conversation.
out
right
of
now.
character. Also, I thought
Yeah.
you were going to finish that with we get the marching band to come and then run her
Well,
over,
the problem
a la
Tora
Police
might
Academy.
actually be suggesting this.
We emailed the local orc war boss, and we have him and his boys come down in trucks.
I mean, it's rare that I say this with you guys, but I do think you might be overthinking it a little bit.
I think we are too.
What if?
So then the next thing would be more so figuring out who we want to have come with us too. Obviously, we're going to be able to tell who's ready to go based on who's actually going to fire during the firing line.
I'll
So-
also point out a little pro tip from me, your kind, friendly DM. If you're going to execute a student, you should probably tell other people that you're going to execute a student.
Yeah, I
Just
was
right
gonna
away.
away.
mention.
Have
Have we not already said that?
Only
Amelia is gonna be sending out, or already has, depending on how much time has gone by, a non-biased, purely factual report to those who need
Okay.
to know.
right.
Peer reviewed.
Currently, only the commissar and gunner know what's and obviously Grisha. But yeah, you can slide into the inbox of all the
Well, let's summon them to our quarters or whatever after we've decided our execution methods. We're gonna kind of
Yeah,
And,
and
I would be
not
sending.
discuss in front of them.
I would send one out for Lane when he's available, and then
yeah.
the whoever's in charge of the school.
Okay, yeah, so it'd be Hagen, who's the drill abbot.
Hmm.
He probably should know, seeing as he's effectively the.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
purely factual, non-biased, no
Absolutely.
emotions. I'm not putting my spin on it. I'm just telling them what happened.
It's going to
How
be
many
really
teachers are there
boring.
in the school?
Is it right? So teaching's a lot, but the actual ones that you've met who are heads of their respective departments, I think there's 6. There is. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Also, is Gunnar not on anyone's list? Like after all of this,
He's on my
Gunnar.
list.
Gunnar.
after all of this, you'd be like, yeah, nah.
He did have a squat in front of him.
That
So
would be-
I want there to be a scene where I walk up to Gunnar personally. It's a sunset going over the hills.
What,
And
you're
I
gonna
say to
Lenny
him, I say to him, we have chosen the ones you want to come with us, Gunnar, and you are not it. And I just turn around as he has his backpack on, and I just leave him alone forever.
If you keep fucking with him, you're just gonna create a
Is
psychopath.
Gunnar
I'm making
still
a joke of South
sleeping
Park.
in the hallway
Oh,
out
I
the front of
don't
Nathaniel's
remember.
room?
I don't think so. I think he's.
Nah,
gone
I
back to
do
his
want Gunnar
barracks.
though. I like Gunnar.
Okay, so we got Gunnar.
And
have
Rob
to take-
Brydon.
Rob Brydon's not going, and you
We're
can't.
not.
You don't have to take 5.
Right.
Well.
I'm just looking through the list again.
They're delicious.
I think we were taking.
so
I think
Gunnar,
we're going to take 2.
Dangia, Gisha, Grisha. Yeah.
No,
these were the
Dank
Grisha
is
was.
dead.
Well,
Dangia's
nah,
dead.
no,
Dangia.
we're getting Dangia. Still Dangia.
Yeah,
We've-
dang.
We've
Make him a
got
servitor.
the Zealot.
Yeah, so Jerome is the zealot, the one who probably should have
That's
been
my
a
list
sister of
on.
battle. Mian, who is really good in sort of technical aspects of stuff, is very good skillfully. If you remember, she was the one with Gunnar who actually disassembled the gun fantastically to clean
Yeah, her
the
and
jam.
Gunnar did the gun jam
Yep.
differently.
Hans is more Mechanicus focus, poor social skills, might be an autist, but who knows?
That's Amelia
Oh my god.
approved.
Please remind me. I've been sitting on this for a little bit so I could tell you all in person. Remind me after this game to explain how one of my players in the game I'm DMing, you punched the autism out of a young child.
I can't wait.
Okay.
We'll get onto that later, absolutely. But
I just don't want it to be said on a public record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
I think that's a strong 4. Yeah.
That's what Amelia pushes forward.
In my little notes I have here on my computer, I wrote down, I can't remember what issue of Lem is, but no.
Fair enough.
Wasn't he the one that was like? No, that's Jackson. Never mind.
Jackson was like, "I ain't coming with you guys. Please don't choose me."
Yeah.
Lem was kind of.
Lem is
He answers
fine.
questions. He's got envy towards others who have physical prowess. He gets along with Hans, trusts him. He's among the 2 quietest kids in class. He just kind of follows along. He's generally very average.
The one that just followed orders as well didn't really.
Pretty
that was
much.
also Jackson.
That was Jackson as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lem's just the fat guy. In this, no, according to his physical stuff, he's way worse. Than
He's the
everybody.
least fit of these
Yeah.
child soldier special forces operatives. Yes.
Which means we should hire him because then he has to make up for it with comedy.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we're missing in this, is people being willing to be jokester tricksters.
This is going to be our next character. I
God.
don't think you realise that.
God,
What's
that's
the
a good
deal?
point, actually.
Unitorum food. Right.
You see
It's
Jerry
like funny.
Seinfeld formally apologized the other day for the sexual tension in the Beer movie?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Oh.
On,
that
All
better
right,
be
hold
related-
on.
or something like
We
that.
got to digest that later. Let's keep
Yeah,
focused.
that better be related to this fantastic mystery you guys have solved.
So bees.
Bees. Right.
What's
so,
that movie with Nicolas Cage? That's the remake of the movie of the bees.
The Bee movie.
I almost said the Hollow Knight, but that's...
Yeah. So we've got
Wicker
Jerome, me,
Wicker Man, that's it.
Gunnar, and Hans. Any additions? Any subtractions?
Well, I mean, that's mine. I mean, it's up
Yeah,
to
exactly.
other people.
That's
if
the
they agree.
exact same as my one. Although, if you want to know, I actually put down Gunnar, Jerome, Hans, Min in my list. So
Shit, I have to find someone called Min.
I just went in order of the list.
Who is it? Critter, thoughts?
I would agree with Gunnar. He's proven himself. We need somebody like Hans. I don't know if I 100% agree with Jerem because she's a bit too much of a zealot for what we need. We need somebody with a more clear head than her.
no.
But I think she
Yeah.
proved. If we are sort of discussing this half in character, half out,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think she proved herself to
We'll never know.
humbled
Oh.
by the teacher and whatnot there too. She didn't fight and say, "No, I'm right in my beliefs 100%." She took it.
I guess that's true. That's a
Also,
good
she
point.
has shown never-ending loyalty and honesty so far.
She just says God a lot, and that seems to just do it for you,
There's
though.
also
she's
not
never lied.
hesitant in the
Fair.
I
I
Alright,
don't
yeah,
know. I've
think-
liked her from the get-go.
Og,
Same.
where does Tora stand on these
Oh,
four?
Tora... Blah, blah. Fuck.
Oh my god, what was that?
Yeah, the seizure.
Oh, God. Tora likes Gunnar, doesn't trust Jerome.
She hates women. Or
Yeah, but yeah, he's a sexist. And one's Rob Brydon.
okay,
What?
Rob
Okay, we
Brydon.
cannot take Rob Brydon.
So,
We already have
mean,
we
you
already
only
have a
come
Flutter's
for
Ruck Servitor.
Gunnar. No,
Lane
no.
said
mean,
to
like,
you
to
guys,
be
get
fair,
me
though-
get me 5 stormtroopers, and you're gonna come back with a minor celebrity chef.
I wouldn't be against
And we get
How
the
surprised
idea
would
of
you be?
getting a living chef on Ipcrest, to be completely honest.
Oh, hi, Lane.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
How's your sex life?
The question
How's your
is,
barger?
the question is, does Rob Brydon want to come with you?
Question is, it's not up to him.
That is true.
We can't just tout authority
So
all the time, though.
Orfeo and Amelia are in 100% agreement.
Yes.
The other two like at least one or two of the choices, but aren't sure about the others.
I'm okay with the other three. I think Jerem is shaky. However, that's a fair argument of like, and I'm looking here to Jerem and me, and are going to get along really well from the notes that I had too. A part of me also feels like we want to have a fifth, and
We don't
4
need
is okay. I know we don't. I know it's that idea of like, oh, we're going with 4 out of 5. It feels somehow like we
a
failed,
ghost
Yeah,
but
but
player
what if
for
our
the danger.
fifth person we pick
True.
up from Al Jazar, some random rebel, and we make him a stormtrooper? You know what? You gotta leave room open in the squad.
that is true. That is fair.
What
You
if
gotta
I
get
took on
the
a
bonus
protege?
endings, Critter. Get 100% completion rate, mate.
Yeah, I'm trying to speedrun this 100% RTA.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Boys,
Yeah.
do you think
I'm not
Lane would
against
let me
taking a
take
fifth,
on an
but-
urchin?
No,
But the rest of
No.
them don't feel as
It's almost like I
good
can hear him now.
as these.
if
If
they
Lem
ain't
was
the
more
best,
physically fit, I'd probably go with him.
Hmm.
But he's not, so no.
if they ain't the best, do you want them? That's the question.
Exactly.
I think that's a strong 4. I imagine what Lane as well did say. Don't take, like, come back with 1 if you need to. You know. Like,
Yeah.
these guys are going to be laying their lives down ahead of you. You want to be 100% comfortable with that. Cool. So I think we've got our 4. We've
I think I'd agree.
also got the method of execution and what's happening.
Going to be the
too.
firing
I
thing.
think
We all
firing
agreed on
line
that.
is funky.
Yeah.
Um,
Get all the students to do the shots.
Do we want to have only the 4 students we're selecting to do the firing line?
No, all of them. It's a
All of
public
them.
execution.
So every single student, or specifically
Every
the
single
10 that
student.
we've.
I was gonna say
Okay.
All 3,000.
There's
7.
a lot more students.
all 3,000 students.
Yeah.
All 3,000 students.
What
Well,
we need
How
is a
old?
trebuchet.
What's the youngest age?
I'd say probably about 6 years old.
6 years old. Okay. The ones 10 and up get the guns.
Oh, come on.
The ones 10 and below get rocks.
Get rocks, yeah, they get the stones.
Yeah.
Well, what we do is we get them all to line up in a grid, and we put her at the bottom of a trebuchet, and then Amelia says pull, and we pull the trebuchet, and then it's like a skeet shooting. Except traitors to the
Pew,
Imperium.
pew, 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 as they go for the air.
Are they all training guns from the age of 6? Or is there like
Yeah.
a period where they don't have gun knowledge?
No, they are trained to disassemble a lasgun as soon as they pretty much arrive.
Well, Fabulous changed his mind. It's 6 and under only.
It's 6.
I want to see a kid shoot a man. Yeah.
I want all of them. I want them to be at point blank range.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So
Nah, that wouldn't work with it. Just
firing
get her
squad
on like
seems to be the
I don't know,
idea.
get her hung up but not hanging because we don't want her to die before the bullets hit her. Hanging from
like-
her wrist.
I like the idea of a firing squad of the students that that have been
Also, it
selected
doesn't need
for
to be
you.
so elaborate.
Mhm.
Just have her up against the
doesn't-
wall with the
That's what I'm
blindfold or
saying.
not, and just shoot her. Like,
That's what I'm
Fine.
saying. But
The-
just the 4 students we're picking, because we can also say,
The
hey,
students can be the
you've
firing
proven.
line, but all the other students
we're
are still
also going to
watching.
give each student a unique weapon. So
Yeah.
we're like, you're going.
Your
I mean,
equipped is the fighter.
The
Now,
youngest
what
kid
the
is getting
students
the
have to do
splitter,
is roll
okay?
a d6, and when they land on the blue, when they land on a space that's not a cheese piece, they have to put another piece in the trap.
It's a very complex board game to just kill her.
Can we make human-sized mousetrap for her?
No.
Oh.
No, what is
Can
wrong
we
with you
make a
guys?
mouse-sized
Fire-
human trap for her?
Look, listen, my vote is for the 4 students we're selecting, because we can say, hey, you've killed your first enemy of the Imperium, welcome aboard, right? That would be poetic justice. It would satisfy the requirement of like killing her for her transgressions with this, and we get to go home, and maybe, just maybe, Lane will let me call him dad.
You get to go home no matter what.
Let's see,
What
Ray
is-
That's
Justice
not
Critter.
true. I don't.
What if we trick them into them solving the mystery, and they think we're the murderer?
We
and
don't
they
have another
open the
3
door,
weeks.
and they come in and go, "Oh no, you're not the murderer. She's the murderer, and she didn't even murder him." And
The
then
Impress
they
is literally
realise.
like in system.
And then
Lane's putting his
we
good
all
coat
stand
on.
up in the darkness and clap.
We've been doing this for 3 days. Just debating this. Our breakfast has gotten cold. No one's eaten or
Yeah.
slept.
So I think we've got a good decision for what to do. I think a firing squad of the students who you're selecting is a
Yeah,
good way
and
of
all the
doing
other
it.
students are there watching, though.
Absolutely.
It's public.
Mm.
Public.
So Lane is arriving tomorrow. Do you want to do the execution today?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Um,
want?
but-
You don't want
I
think we
Lee to
can
be
pencil it
present.
in.
Now that
Oh,
now
wait.
that breakfast
Oh,
is
is that what you
done,
meant?
Tori's
Oh,
going to
I
go to
thought
the
you meant as in,
bathroom.
like, you
yeah,
have
sure,
to
Tora
leave.
goes and shits.
Yeah, I want him to be
Lane's
there.
basically going to pick you up at like 8 a.m. tomorrow. Like, he's not staying for lunch. But no, that's fine. Cool.
But he'll be there for the execution. Is that
Yeah,
the
can do.
question we're doing here?
Yeah, but it's up to you. It's your execution.
Okay, yeah.
You
In
can
that
bring a
case, can we
plus one.
also now have like an assembly with all of the? Well, I'm going to say this is me saying character. I like to call an assembly with all of the teaching staff of the Scholar Progenium, if that's all right with everybody here.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Lovely.
Okay.
I reckon, yeah, you get on the blower to the commissar, and you're able to basically occupy a boardroom. And yeah, it's so you've got Crone, Veld, de Corbet, Baynard, and also Drill Abbott, Hagen, who are all there. Tora, you notice that Commissar Crone is a little bit tense with you.
Right. Has Amelia sent out the information to them yet?
Yes, I think so. I think
Yeah.
Okay.
I was also
Tora
gonna
comes back
say
from the bathroom and wonders what he missed.
Amelia is gonna send out the information and this and that, but everything else she's gonna leave up to you guys and just preserve herself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if nobody minds, then I'll get started. Final claps his hands together.
That would be fine, says de Corbet.
He reaches around to the back of his right ear. He turns up his vocal unit by about 2 notches. That was 3 clicks. He doesn't know himself that well. And he says, right, gents and ladies and gents, you're not wondering why I've called you here. You should know. And if you don't know, then I'm not surprised, because apparently you guys have been failing your duty here. You have allowed for one of the people you recommended to us to take the cowardly way out of this training in his last steps, as well as it's somehow becoming in the mindset of one of the other peoples you recommended to us that was okay to lie to us. Now, as you may be able to tell by the inflections in my voice, I'm very disappointed, and so are my compatriots. And greater on than that, I believe so will my head, my Lord Inquisitor. Anything to say to this first matter?
Hagen raises his hand.
Yes, speak, please.
Orthamiel, the fault with this scholar is mine alone. Please do not lash out at the tutors here below me. This is my responsibility, not theirs.
Ah, apologies. I thought this was a scholar progenium. I did not realize this was an individual progenium. That is wrong. Now, going back to it, while your perhaps gloriful way of trying to take, the blame for this might be seen as lovely by the compatriots, his entire scholar has allowed this individual to grow up and been able to lie, and she was just wanting to get this person's name onto the wall which is very much for those who deserve to be on the wall. So we're going to be doing, as I know your standard is, go to Penitence Point. It's going to be a public execution carried out by the 4 individuals who will be taken from us. Do they know who they are yet?
Yeah, I imagine you guys have told them.
Yeah. So Jerome, Muin, Gunnar, and Hans will be given las rifles. They'll
Las guns.
las guns. Apologies.
Embarrassing. Oh no.
Embarrassed. I know. What a priest.
This guy uses melee weapons only.
Grisha will be put high on a pedestal of some sort, and all other students will be required to watch. Do you guys have anything wrong with that?
They shake their heads.
Excellent. Do you have any further questions?
I don't think they do. I
Excellent.
think a few of them look as if they want to say something, but they do not.
Going once, going twice.
There was silence in the room.
Very good. I hope that this situation does not happen again in the scholar which I called my home at one point.
Hagen nods and says, "You have my assurance it will not."
Then yeah, our family just goes and sits down.
Tora gets up.
Different
All right,
part of the room.
now, this is how you identify a toilet squat infestation
Crone
in a
tackles him
school.
immediately.
Or Fabio turns down his audio receiver notch on the back of his head.
So cool, yeah, you've briefed them. I think they are all kind of in agreement with this. Obviously, I think they would probably, from the vibe you got in the room, they prefer to deal with it in-house, because it's kind of like a school inspector's come in and is shooting one of their students. And they're kind of like, well, maybe we should shoot the student. But yeah, they all seem to be kind of in agreement with this, which means you've got the rest of the day now until the execution tomorrow. Let's say it's probably around like 11 o'clock. What would you like to do? And if there's nothing to do, we can just fast forward till tomorrow.
Well, obviously, we want to talk to the successful candidates.
Yeah, perfect.
God, that was a
Tora
word to say.
would like to go check on the quality of the corpse in the kitchen's freezer.
Cool. You go.
What
I think
corpse?
the squat.
Isn't-
So I think you knock on the door and who's there but Mr. Brydon. Goes, oh, hello Tora, how can I help you?
Oh my God, they'll put him in a sack.
I'm here for some more of those crunchy wangakoos you did the beats so well. And secondly, I would like to see the baby.
I can get you a wangaku in no worries at all. Could you, pray tell, go into more detail about the baby?
The conspiracy baby. The crux of all of my years of research and evidence hunting.
Rob Brydon, as he heads over to the Wangakoos to get you some lovely deep fried beaks, he enters into Welsh gibberish and goes, "Oh, I don't know, yeah, da."
That's the best Welsh gibberish.
Specifically asked the corpse of my greatest kill to be put in the freezer so I could take it away later.
Oh, no one's dropped a corpse in here.
Interesting. Tora will wait for his Wangakoos to be ready and then go find Kroll.
They're ready. He gives you them in a little. How do you eat a Wangaku? Is it in like one of the things you use for churros
wrapped.
or what?
You wrap it in newspaper, and you stick it under a heat lamp for enough time so it just becomes really kind of soggy and salmonella-y.
I got this lovely image of Tora and Rob Brydon looking at this underneath the heat lamp. It's the only thing in the kitchen, and they're just staring at it together in silence. And he's like, "Oh, I think it's ready now, Tora," he says as he passes it to you.
Is there an Australian version of jerky? Like South Africa's biltong. Does like Australia have a version of that?
Yeah, Wangaku.
Roadkill?
Fair enough.
Cool. So yeah, you're off to find our dear friend Commissar Kroll, who I think is actually in his office right now filing a report.
Knock, knock.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
Come in.
And Tora walks in and chucks like the world's laziest salute to the commissar.
Kroll does not return it.
I am just getting my affairs in order before the Lord Inquisitor comes back. What freezer did you put that body in for me?
Kroll straightens up in his seat and says, "I regret to inform you that the squat was cremated and his remains have been shipped off-world."
Are you fucking shitting my dick right now?
He does not respond. He stares at you with his intimidating iron gaze.
You counteract the orders of a throne agent. For what reason?
With respect, throne agent, you told me to deal with this.
I told you to put it in the freezer.
A turn of phrase, I assumed. It is a part of the contract that if the gentleman perished in the course of his duties here, his remains should be returned back to his kinsman. I'm sure you understand. He would have done the same for you, I'm sure.
No, the toilet squat has no family or friends. It has no mercy for those of the above toilet.
He does not comment on this.
No, nothing escapes my sight. Can I make an I don't know what the check would be. Inquiry?
What are you trying to work out?
Whether he's shitting my dick right now, I think, is the phrase.
I think. Let's see. I feel like that's more like it should be like a social perception kind of thing. Could you do?
Well, because you can roll inquiries.
I would
fellowship.
like a scrutiny fellowship roll. Scrutiny is trying to see things and get a vibe. Inquiry is you would be physically asking him or asking a group, is he shitting my dick? But yeah, let's see.
So wait, roll it. Roll the scrutiny.
Yeah, scrutiny, and then on the drop down, choose fellowship.
Oh, yep. Sorry, hold up. Ignore that. That was done as perception.
Cool. Good roll.
Damn, it was a nice roll. Oh,
Any idea if he's shitting your dick or not, Tora? What would you like to do?
Tora would like to. I don't want this sweeping paperwork off the desk. Tora just like sticks his foot out like Kramer style, like, and sweeps the desk to the commissar.
Okay. Commissar drops his auto quill and looks at you. He does not speak.
I will remember this, commissar.
Do that you do, throne agent, he says.
You think you can shit my dick, but the joke's on you. Your dick will be the shit on one.
He just nods his head slowly at your wise, philosophical words.
Dora would like to go and find BGZ later.
Sure. I think BGZ's just like chilling out in Amelia's room or something. Like keeps plugging something into a wall socket and unplugging it again.
It's like him masturbating.
I think he's communing with the Omnissiah in a way that you're not able to comprehend.
Okay, so yes, he's masturbating.
He keeps like turning on a fucking soda stream on and off. He's having a great time.
BGZ, did you ever watch those documentaries on the Ipcrest about Wayne Zaki adventures and having to pull pranks on the Dean?
No, says BG.
Good, I'm glad you have also watched them. We're gonna pull a wacky and zany prank on the commissar by putting a bomb underneath his chair. What do you think?
Because Amelia's just like in her notes or whatever.
She's like coming out of the shower. Like,
can we not get in any more trouble while we're here?
BGZ says suggestion violence against the commissar is not recommended.
I'll repeat his words to Tora as well.
You've got it. That's a weird way of pronouncing yes, Amelia. That's clearly what BGZ just told me. Amelia, I don't think you understand. I think Commissar Kroll is in on the conspiracy. He's trying to hide the evidence of the toilet squats.
There are no toilet squats.
Categorically, we both know that's wrong, Amelia. I found the toilet squats.
There was a squat in these sewers, not
I know,
toilet.
and you see one, you find many.
He was a plumber.
That's exactly the kind of cover a toilet squat would have.
I think Amelia is honestly like tired of this shit and not wanting to get more. Is it possible I can put him out with drugs?
I mean,
and also,
does he not have a?
Yeah, he would have a reaction to this or that. Also,
I was gonna say a racial bonus where it would not work, but yeah.
It depends. Like, are you convincing Tora that you're about to shoot him with some fucking high narcotics, or are you?
I was about to say, I feel like
sleep?
Amelia would just be like, "Hey Tora, you want to do some drugs?" Tora would be like, "Drugs."
You should just get like closer and be like first to put like a hand on your shoulder, like counseling wise, like Tora, you really shouldn't do that. And then next thing you know, there's a needle in your neck.
Yeah. How long is our dear friend? How long is our dear friend?
And is this from your?
How
is
long
this
are
from
we
your
leaving?
hypodermic fangs?
No, that would be like a vampire bite.
I'm picturing it as a mechadendrite sneaking behind like a snake.
I have medication available in the needles attached to my.
The fangs are
my
just
fangs are a complete organic backup if necessary. I don't think I'm out while in the school to need to use the fangs.
No.
How long would I want to put him out? I mean, how long till the execution?
Like 20 hours. BGZ says a fantastic decision, Amelia. I will return to this, and goes back to plugging and unplugging the socket.
Let's put him out for. Let's give him a good 8 hours sleep and see how he feels after that.
Okay, so he'll wake up like this evening, drowsy as fuck. Cool, lovely. I think BGZ as well catches him as he falls, and it doesn't just let him like fall into the table.
Again,
but
unless you want to resist and go roll your
yeah, it's up to you. Does Tora resist the?
Oh no! I don't think Tora has the wherewithal to have realised that Amelia was about to drug him.
I just don't want a god mod,
Yeah.
No, I'm down.
I think Tora gets brought back to his room by a strong, weary BGC, and he gets tucked into bed.
Oh.
Yeah. He would give him a little kiss if he had lips. So
He just headbutts
Instead,
him.
it's just a metallic bonk.
Lovely. So that's one issue dealt with. What's everyone else doing?
I think Lothar would just be getting his kit ready to go.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be doing much else.
that's fair enough.
Well, we're still planning like, as a group
yes.
to meet the candidates before
that's
the
right.
execution, aren't we?
Mhm.
I mean, I guess now we're doing it with one
Without
man
Tora.
down.
Well, BGZ could just puppet him like.
BGCP, yeah.
Yeah.
Weekend
at
Bernie's.
Yeah, Bernie's.
As he's flipping his arms around.
It's Tora. What's your opinion on this? And BGD like holds his jaw open and lets loose a scream in battery.
Or conversely,
You know how much
we
it's
just
gonna
pump him
fuck
with, like,
with Han?
adrenaline. We can just pump Tora of adrenaline for like
Tora has
30 minutes, and then more drugs again.
friends on him, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Tora is carrying some combat drugs.
Yeah, I'm carrying one dose of friends on.
Yeah.
Okay, but I also
One dose of friend
it's only
zone.
8 hours. We can meet him in the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An entire jar of lollipops and a tin can phone with a 20-foot cable.
When did you get the lollipops?
He stole. I know when. He stole that from the Medicaid when we were in when we were in the ship.
You're such a knock, critter.
I was there when he did it. He pocketed it in front
It
of
was
me.
after Lothar was having his lungs operated on, wasn't he?
He's having
Yeah,
his,
he came in, and I'm
surgery,
like-
and he just hears like.
He tried to convince me that I could cure myself with what was it like? You came in like a napkin or something
Yeah.
like that, and he said that like that could be the cure.
Oh my
It could
God,
be. We didn't try.
We
To be
didn't
fair,
try.
it was scientifically not proven.
That's true. Oh god. So yeah, are you? What's the plan then? Are you gonna meet the students this evening? Are you gonna meet them now when Tora is incapacitated? What is the current thought?
I'm
part of
fine
me,
with Tora being like sluggish when he meets them.
Yeah.
We can wait till later in the night and talk to them.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
not.
Fair.
We're knocking them out until Lane here.
Oh, can we do
That's,
like a initiations, like tiki torch ceremony thing?
I mean,
what is a I guess it is Survivor, isn't it?
yeah. You know that they are going to be in the trust of Cleo back on the Ipcrest. Like there is a continued training that they will be under from this point on. So you don't worry about having to induct them into becoming a stormtroop. They effectively are at this point.
Okay.
And they'll go through the local regimental stuff almost one step back.
Do we have badges for them? I want to give them a badge.
They'll get like purity seals and stuff on their way out.
No. We're getting specialized Team Awesome badges made.
You can. Okay. Yes. With your metalworking skills, I'm going to say you can get some badges made. How's that sound?
Oh fuck! Actually, do you have metalworking skills?
Exactly. I'm not going to make you roll for it because they're only going to be small.
Okay.
And there's
Can
no
we-
mechanical advantage.
Can I get a bit of outside game time and try and come up with a design for our team? Little
Yeah,
badges.
sure. I can't promise they'll be allowed to wear them once I get back on the Ipcrest.
Nah. They'll be allowed to wear them.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
We do it. It's like the two foundations of the Ipcrest right here. The stormtroopers. They make up this like sideways beam.
Please don't drop a cock and balls on the map again. I swear to God.
We already
Like,
have a penis
What will
point.
probably happen is that they will have a marking on their helmet to show they're new recruits. You're still able to point them out.
No. They're having something specialized for us, baby.
Okay. You can work out what that is. What is everyone else doing? Or should we skip forward to the evening when Tora is
Yeah.
awaking from his slumber?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds good to
Lovely.
me.
Tora,
Send them an email inviting them, because
yeah,
they need to turn up.
like after dinner, arrive at such and such room.
Yeah.
Tora, you wake up, and there is a metallic hand on your chest, and you look up to the red and gold helmet of BGZ, who is 3 inches away from your face.
Oh, BGC, did we try to fuck again? Did you remember the machine oil this time?
BGZ says, you slept well, you almost planted a bomb, the Omnissiah stopped you.
Or in other words,
His ways are mysterious, he says.
Yeah.
And then he removes his hand and allows you to get out of bed.
How horrifying would that be to just wake up to Kataro speaking to you?
Yeah.
I think in all the ways Tora's probably woken up, it's probably not the worst.
It's not worse. Lovely. So, yeah, you wake up, you're drowsy, and I'm going to say maybe in 10 minutes the students are going to arrive.
Tora would like to pull on his rattiest boxes and
I was
go
gonna
find.
say, Amelia would have told BGZ to make sure he's at least dressed.
Yeah. BGZ is holding up some trousers and a string vest, I think.
He puts on the string vest but doesn't take the trousers.
BGZ holds out the trousers with more insistence.
There's a 5-minute sequence of you ever see a parent trying to dress a grumpy like a toddler who's just having the time of his life.
No,
It's
I don't watch child porn.
BGZ demands put on the trousers, he whose arms are weakened.
I feel like the only piece of binary that Tora would recommend is whose arms are weakened.
Yes. that specific.
That specific turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Tora acquiesces event, and after an arm wrestle to decide upon, and Tora being out on drugs loses immediately.
He just holds his hand and falls over. Yeah, lovely. So you're I wouldn't say fully dressed, but you at least have clothes on. And yeah, the students I think have arrived outside your corridor. They're all standing at attention and ready to receive you.
Are we? Wait, where are we right now? Are we in our rooms? I thought we were going to do it in
Oh yeah, well where did you want to summon them?
just some place quite nice.
Oh, there's a local spa actually. That'd be nice.
Denny's.
Well, there's the chapel. That'd probably be the nicest of buildings.
All
Chapel
right,
could be good.
everyone, get into the low orbit vehicle. We're going to Funnel Rocks. We got to introduce you. We got to get you used to it by now.
So yeah,
Is there any kind of graduation hall? I don't know if that's a thing.
Not really. The
Some sort of
students
auditorium
basically.
you're looking for?
Yeah.
The largest space would probably be the.
No, it doesn't. I don't want it to be large. There's not many of us.
Okay.
But
What
something
about
that's
a
like
teacher's
official.
lounge?
The central
Not
courtyard is kind of where a lot of the official business occurs. That's kind of where the passing out stuff happens, because that's where the shuttles pick them up.
Okay, yeah, if we're doing central courtyard, that'd be good.
Cool.
I'll have some tiki torches.
Cool. It's the evening. You need the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're standing there, whipped by the cold, but ready.
Oh, is it snowing?
Oh, it's always snowing here.
Nice.
It looks really cool.
Okay. Well, would anybody like to begin? Shall I begin?
You
Well.
lead these kind of things?
This is your place.
I fist bump Lothar.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
You get one.
All right. He's going to put his hand in his pocket.
What? Not fist bump me back? That's pretty rude.
What? Does that not how the? Oh, I've not gotten. He takes his.
The fist bump is no longer offered. It's gone. I've walked away from him now at this point.
All right. He puts his hand back in his pocket.
And I'm going to turn around and face the students, or should I say the initiates? Apprentice?
The initiates.
Is that the term?
Yeah.
I say Jerome, Gunnar, Muin, and Hans. In case you have not figured out yet, you are the lucky 4 which are coming with us to be our personal stormtroopers. Congratulations, you have done a lot to come here. There's been a lot of misuse of powers I've seen here, not by any of you. You have shown your trust, loyalty, and your strength. I hope to work well with you in the future, and I hope for you not to all die on your first outing. Ha! Congratulations.
Gunnar
I go
laughs
around and
at
I
that.
give them a
User
pin,
entered your channel.
a badge on each of their jackets or shirts or whatever the fuck they're wearing. I don't really know.
Yeah. And what does this pin look like?
This is a very well forged metal pin of a not so intricate but simple design that sets them out as being our personal stormtroopers.
And could you point out what is on this pin for the boys and girls listening at home?
It's if this was Guy's mod, it'd be blurred out because you've not downloaded the pack yet.
Okay.
But it needs
It will
needs
come in
it's,
at
it's
a
a design in
narratively
progress.
important point. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
They all salute you.
I salute them back.
I do too.
Yeah, no, me hearing it.
She does like 5 salutes for the mechadendrites.
Oh.
Or salutes with one hand, scratches his ass with the other, and then it switches.
Lovely. Well, what's the plan?
Now this, I know. I say, do you guys have any questions for us?
Well, have they been informed about the fucking execution?
No.
Oh, they haven't yet.
Oh, Amelia will now inform you about tomorrow's antics.
I would just say, it's with great honor we accept you, but there are unfortunate circumstances which we have to address before we can celebrate. As some of you may know, I guess don't mind, then I'll go on to explain the situation.
Yeah. You fill them in. Even though they are standing at attention, you can tell there is a wave of shock rolling over them, with the exception of Gunnar, obviously.
Other than that, Amelia has always been like very clear, at least with Gunnar, would probably know by now that she doesn't necessarily care about you being 100% military respectful.
However, they care about it.
I know. I'm just saying, so she's not gonna worry about little.
Gunnar pulls out a cig.
But yeah, explaining while we might not like it, there are things that we must do that are our duties, and this, I suppose, is your final test before we leave.
They all nod profoundly at this. You get the feeling that they are okay with this. This is a given part of their training. They are surprised, obviously, that.
And Amelia is not. You can hear in her voice that she's not 100% down with it, but again, accepting that it's what must be done, not what wants to be done.
Yeah. Lovely.
Do they get to see their names being put up on the wall? Is that something that happens?
It's something that happens afterwards.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do with them before tomorrow?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I say, stormtroopers dismissed.
Lothar, teach them some breathing techniques.
Yeah. If you guys need any help with your breathing or your mental issues or staying centered, Lothar once killed a man because he was so calm.
Thanks for that.
Max demanded death. Not many can claim that.
Not many can claim that. I've seen a lot. I've read a lot, and I've never read or seen that until this man came in my life.
They all
ASMR killer.
They all head back to the barracks. Not too
bye,
confident.
everyone.
Oh well, I don't know. Do you want to say more to them, or are you going to tell them more about the weird things you've done?
No, I pictured while they were saying this to them, they started walking away. Like they didn't really give a shit.
Looking over your shoulder at you.
These guys. I'll stick around and go with the main stormtrooper stream. These guys are fucking.
I was just joking.
Yeah.
Torrin Beach is at the front row of Lothar's lecture.
Yeah.
Booing.
Lovely. So yeah, anything else you guys would like to do this evening before Lane's
I'd have some dinner, please.
Have some dinner. Absolutely. You get to your room and Rob Brydon's actually set up a chef's table there. He says, "Oh, Oh, Samuel, I thought as it was a last night here, I thought it'd be a lovely thing to do an almost, a fine dining experience. So how about you tell me what you would like tonight, and I will make it in front of you.
Ah, how I like it. Are you familiar with
Beans on toast.
Fudder's right.
I'm wanting something back from my childhood, I think.
Ratatouille.
Your childhood spent in this military training school. Now,
It is
tell me
training
what you'd
school.
like.
I forgot about that there, to be honest. Could I please have some kind of chicken? I want some chicken that's maybe ground, put into small shapes of animals. Maybe covered in breadcrumbs and oven baked, preferably, or maybe fried if you want to. On a bed of some. I'm a big fan of baked beans and deep, rich tomato sauce, but with a bit of herbs like rosemary, green herbs, that kind of thing. And then to go with that, I would like, maybe some head of broccoli boiled in salt water, served as a side, and some freshly extracted citrus from an orange.
You get a lovely Ratatouille style montage of him cooking this. The camera cuts between, high-speed knife chopping of the head of garlic. I was about to say beautifully happy face, but Othaniel physically cannot smile anymore.
That is
But,
true. I'm smiling on the inside though.
You can tell, and
For
Rob
the kids at
Brydon
home.
can absolutely tell as well. And he makes it for you, and when that amalgamation of several different foods into what could be called a meal is entered into your mouth, it is a taste of your childhood. You think back on all the things you did in the Scotopogenium here, and all the things you've done since that haven't been as good as this meal. But yeah, it is lovely. It's nostalgic. It is a taste of the past.
I hope you understand, by the way, that it's just chicken dinosaurs, baked beans, and broccoli and orange juice.
Absolutely. It is a kiddie's meal. But as the camera fades to black, Rob Brydon smiles as he closes the door.
You think that on a zoom into Othaniel's face, perhaps oil drips down
Single oil
his electric
droplet.
nose.
Yeah. As he knows he's made it.
And he knows. And then he sends a text to Tora. We need the chef.
Tora texts back like, I've been telling you this for days.
So you all, unless there's anything else you'd like to do this evening.
Mhm.
Lovely. You all settle in for a perhaps more restful night of sleep than you've had previously. Samuel, you were unsuccessful at stealing the chef there. I'm really sorry.
Oh, no.
Wait. So wait, everyone's gone to bed?
Yeah.
Tora would like to try to... Tora, who's had a solid 8 hours rest already and is now wide awake and ready to go, would like to try to sneak into the commissar's office.
Okay. The office is locked.
Tora goes to bed.
One sec, hold up. Tora. Oh.
User disconnected from your
There he
channel.
goes. He's going to swap round.
Okay.
Yep. Tora would like to try to use his criminality and pick the lock.
Okay. So this is going to be a security role to pick locks.
Fuck.
Isn't it a bitch?
Yeah. What would you, I mean? Give me I would say a security roll -10 to pick this commissar's office lock.
Oh, okay. Come on. Come on.
See. That's a failure with 5 additional degrees of failure.
You've actually relocked the door.
It's more, you've added another lock. You've
Left your own hands.
what would you like to do?
Hmm.
You jimmy the lock, but you were unable to get into it. I don't know how many locks Tor's picked in his life before, or if he's more of a kick in the door guy. But this
Johnny'd it when he should have jimmied it.
Yeah.
This needs a subtle touch.
He hasn't done it in a while. It's a James.
Commissar's office, does it have windows?
Yes, but they are quite high up. I'd say it's like you guys are on like the 3rd floor. I would say.
Is there like running like the if Tora was to go to like another window along that is there could Tora like get through a window and then kind of climb his way
across.
Around.
I think it's definitely possible. I think next door to Commissar Krohn's office is Sergeant Major Veld's office.
Or I'd like to jimmy the handle.
Sure.
That's a good
Locked.
idea. And X, like,
Damn it. Tora rolls and -10. Why is security an agility test? This doesn't seem right though. I'm rolling with agility. Should it be security?
Yep.
security with.
No, sorry. No. As in security with intelligence rather than agility, right?
So using it with intelligence is more like checking for traps, like looking around. Security with agility is like physically searching for them or doing something that is mechanically quite difficult, like lockpicking.
Okay, cool. Tora would like to try the other lock with his lockpick.
Give me a go. That is another failure with 5 degrees of failure.
Remember, you have fate points, and you're not going to use them for anything, so might as well.
Dora would like to spend 6 fate points to automatically succeed.
That's not how that works.
Do you have 6 fate points?
No. You can absolutely give me a reroll if you'd like, and use one of those fate points.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll use one. Why not? I have a 30% chance of passing.
That's...
Oh,
that is
Can
a
you
really...
use a
my
fate?
lord.
Can you use a
Can't
fate
use a
point
fate
on a fate point?
On a fate point, I'm afraid. That is a failure.
Yeah.
You are unable to get it open.
That was really close, though.
You should go wake up everybody in the team to try for you.
Is there a facilities manager? Like the janitor who goes around and cleans all the bins after hours?
I think, yeah, there's probably like a head of the attendance who is probably on like a much lower floor, but yeah, would be around.
Or would like to go find the head of facilities and get a key ring.
It's about 2 a.m. I think their door is open. They are behind their desk inputting stuff into a cogitator. And the hooded attendant looks at you as you come in and goes, "All right."
Good evening. I am Throne Agent Tora, and I require a set of keys.
What keys you want?
I have reason. I'm investigating clues in offices on the 3rd floor.
Oh, right. Okay. You hear him go through his drawer. Bit of Foley there for you boys. You hear him rummaging a bit, and he pulls out a set of keys, which he hands to you. He says, "This should open the offices on the 3rd floor."
Hey, thank you in your performance of the Emperor's God-given duties.
Thank you, Throne Agent. Have a lovely night.
Yeah, you too. And I don't know where the fuck this is going.
It sounds like snooze this guy, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Tora, with the keys, would like to go back to break into Veld's office.
Sure. You open Veld's office. The door unlocks. The guy didn't lie to you. Hey, why? Right, Veld is the...
No, not Veld, sorry.
I was going to say...
Hold on. I like the idea that you still went into Veld's office to climb outside the window to go to Kroll.
Tora 100% lets himself into Veld's office.
Okay, give me a perception roll, please. An awareness roll, sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's an office.
Cool. Tora would like to go and open the window and try to shimmy his way around.
Sure. As you walk forward, you feel a momentary lapse of pressure on your foot as you appear to have activated a tripwire. Across the room, set into a bookcase, a screamer immediately detonates, setting out an incredibly loud alarm which echoes across the corridor, alerting everyone nearby.
I could have just used a fate and passed that, couldn't I? Ah, well.
Yeah, could have. Too late now. This thing is screaming.
Tora would like to run back into the hallway and then make it appear that he kind of emerged and is about to and is running towards the source of the screamer.
Give
But Tora, like, get up.
Who all hears this? Is it like us
I'm
as
gonna-
well?
I'm going to say this entire half of the Scoloprogenium has heard this alarm go
But
off.
Tora,
Yeah,
you
but
in that
I don't have a sense of direction as to where we are in relation.
You were on the same floor. This is like a corridor over from you guys.
Okay, so here's
So we
my
would've heard it.
question. Yeah, can I activate my like vision through vision?
And see what Tora
Oh,
It's
can
like
say.
my immediate thought is fucking Tora.
Yeah.
I think justifiably without.
I love this
meta
idea
there.
that you wake up, BGZ still flicking the light on and off or something, and you're immediately like, fucking Tora. You just like flick through everyone else's vision who is still asleep, and then it's just fucking Tora who's running out of the room.
Tora running through a hallway.
Tora, as people are emerging, could you please make a deceive fellowship roll for me, please, to perform as if you've just emerged from your doorway? I think.
Fate.
Yeah, would you
Yeah,
like to use
fuck
fate?
I'll
Cool.
fade it again.
Doesn't Tora have the least amount of fate?
I think so.
I think I only have 2. I think I've got the least
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
everybody.
I've got 3.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Right. So this is my
re-roll that deceive.
I have 1 fate point after this.
Okay. Okay, that's another
Oh,
failure.
Fuck!
Oh my god.
Tora, I think you try and stumble out of your door, but try to go to your door. As you were
Drop the
doing
keys.
so, yeah, you drop the keys. I think you look up, and the tall, lithe figure of Sergeant Major Veld is there with a las pistol in his hand. What are you doing in my room?
No. This has all been a big misunderstanding. I simply thought that was my room, and I'd locked the door behind me.
Numerous hooded attendants have appeared. I think there are a few other staff members who have poked their heads into the corridor to see this altercation. You're absolutely being viewed. I think Veld very skillfully flicks up the keys with his foot and basically launches them at one of the attendants, who quickly buries it into a pocket. He leans in close to you and says, "Stay out of my room, Tora. I promise you I won't hurt you."
How deep does this conspiracy go, Veld?
He holsters his ornate las pistol and turns away, heading back to his bedroom.
How
Shit.
deep does this go? You sack of shit.
There's always another layer.
There's always another layer.
So,
See-
with a disturbed sleep, yeah, everyone has been woken up by this. Except for maybe your Famuel. I don't know if he just
Famuel
turns
is
his ears
conscious.
off.
He's dead. He sleeps through everything.
Famuel turns his ears off before he goes to sleep.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Famuel, he closes his eyes, he puts them into sleep mode, and it does like the bouncing DVD thing, but for like the ecclesiarchy symbol. I've just always pictured that. Run sleep.exe.
It's actually time, so at the exact same time he wakes up is when it reaches the corner.
I've always pictured for him, like when he goes to sleep, he takes the eyes out and he puts them in like a contact solution, and then he has to stumble his way to bed.
Yeah, they just pop out. Lovely. Yeah. So Tora, you get the feeling that the attendants are going to stay in this corridor until you're in bed.
That's it. I'm gonna put a little message up on his HUD that says "Stop fucking around."
Frowny face
God.
emoji.
Does that just like pop up in my little corner of my screen and sleep
Yeah.
mode?
Yeah. Ah,
It's like poggers.
yeah.
It's Twitch chat, but in your vision at all times.
God, that sounds terrible.
So yeah, what would you guys like to do? It is about 3 a.m.
I'd like to go back to bed.
Lofa, you
Or
snuggle
goes back
down
to his room.
to
and
the nightmare
plots.
dreams. Yeah, Sora sits down angry. Lovely. Speaking of sleeping, Lothar, you were woken up by a sound you haven't heard for a while now.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And
uh,
hello, Throne
Oh.
Agent.
Good morning. Good
Hello.
morning.
Sorry for waking you up.
No, not at all. Yes. We've been expecting you. We'll just need another minute or so. Are you Are you in orbit?
I'm literally in atmospheric re-entry. I will see you in about half an hour.
Very good. Okay.
Quick,
we'll be-
let's go annoy that chef and have some
we'll be-
breakfast.
We'll be ready. We'll be ready to receive you shortly.
Bye,
Uh,
he says and hangs up on you.
I completely. Why did they make a Vox with a ringtone? I'll never know.
I
Uh,
pictured a Vox as well as like one of those big World War II
Radios.
but still with
phones
this
as well.
Nokia.
Yeah, but still.
Like I've got to spend a couple of minutes like railing up
Yeah.
the. All right, so Lothar's going to spend at least the next 5 minutes putting away the rest of the Vox set, and making sure to send a message with Data Slate saying on his way, 30 minutes.
Fan was already up having food. He slept great last night.
Must be nice.
You notice there is a buzz of activity as people are rushing around. You see a lot of the instructors who are going around marshalling these students to get ready from the barracks. But yeah, you settle down to a lovely, refreshing breakfast before your boss arrives.
What do we have?
What do you want?
Eggs.
I'll be honest, I just kind of wanted to try that once.
Okay.
The usual.
The usual. Rob Brydon
Yeah.
nods in agreement. He's packed up his chef's table from the night before and is serving you a lovely breakfast platter. It's good. He says, well, it has been absolutely lovely having you all here on the Throgandia 4's Scholar Progenium. I would say I hope to see you again soon, but that would generally involve something seriously wrong going with the Imperium.
I thought, what? You don't want to see me again?
I'll be honest with you, Famio, I'd really rather not.
How could this happen to me?
You have ruined my budget for this quarter. I have run out of ingredients I didn't even know I had.
As he's saying this, I'm just slowly peeling one of the hard-boiled eggs, looking at him. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Hey, do you want to come work with us?
With all due respect, throne agents, I'm quite happy here on the Scholar Progenium.
Yeah, but I quite like your food. It's very good.
Oh, that's too kind, but I feel my services are best rendered towards the future generations of Inquisitors and Stormtroopers and the like.
We are the future generation of Inquisitors.
Actually, that's not true. Who've just hired on board with us are.
Yeah, just save some of the recipes.
Yeah,
Right,
can you send
I
me
like that idea.
can you send me your linguine Alfredo fettuccine thermidore recipe, please? I had on the second night.
Absolutely, and
Yes.
Amelia, you get a PDF pop-up as he pops something onto his data.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Futterocks.
He sends you a Google Drive invite link. And he goes, oh, for good measure as well. And he sends Taura's with deep-fried bird beak as well, which is now added to your recipes tab of your inventories, if you've been checking that.
No way.
Acquired. Fuck
Recipe
yeah.
acquired.
No way. Where's that?
Lovely. So you have a delicious, delicious breakfast. And yeah, Rob Brydon kicks you out of his kitchen. So,
Wait, wait, you playing with
sorry,
me? Is there something the recipes are being stored right now?
No,
Oh,
I'm taking the piss.
Oh, oh.
You had your urine removed.
Shit
You
DM,
got you bastard away. It's quite sad to me that the excitement in your voice of me saying there's a recipes tab in your inventory, the excitement in your voice was more than anything else I've DM'd for you. I could say, yeah, this is huge character.
I learned how to
Samuel.
boil an egg. Oh, fuck yeah!
Fuck's sake. So is there anything else you would like to do before Lane arrives?
I want to get a recipes tab, please.
Nothing I can think of.
To be fair, Wrath, you could do some of the what I've been doing with
Yeah,
my journal.
make a log.
Just choose a journal and make it the recipes journal.
Absolutely.
And write stuff down.
Right.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
Looking outside the windows, you can see that pretty much all the students are beginning to assemble in the courtyard, being rallied by the tutors. Let's take a quick 5-minute piss break, and then let's come back.
Sounds
Oh,
like a
thank
plan.
God. I really needed to pee as well, to be
There we
honest with
go.
you guys.
Let's go.
Good call.
You could
What you
I
do
don't
is you
want to
just go and
disrupt.
pee in character.
No. This is going up on YouTube. Don't do that.
That's what I did just before I went. Tora goes to the bathroom. I muted my mic and I just went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. I've done that before too. I can't think of what the fuck to even do with Lothar here, frankly.
What do you mean?
I don't know why. I don't know. It's like we've been here and like I can't sort out exactly what I want to kind of do with him. I don't know. Like I feel like I could have knocked on the door of Feld before we left, or I mean we're not gone yet, but I don't know.
I don't know. That depends. What does your character think about what's happening? Like, Amelia doesn't like it, but she's also not gonna fight what's necessary. She's just not gonna show up to certain things.
That's kind of where Lothar's at. I mean, not too keen on the whole idea. Keen on the firing squad idea.
Except you
Like,
want to
there
turn
has to
her
be.
into a fucking servitor. What are you talking about? You've suggested the worst things.
Yeah, I did. Actually, that's very true. It doesn't exactly match with like his whole MO, does it? I don't know.
I don't know about that. I'm just saying you've suggested the worst options.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like if the other ones were like, we're gonna draw and quarter them. We're gonna see if they're actually a witch by burning them at the stake. Like Warwick is dancing around in the background of his video.
But that's what I'm saying is like you guys are going like firing squad or probably like execution or whatever. Like fine, everyone just kept going on and on with more stuff. It was unnecessary.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed being here. I don't want to say it like I hadn't. And I think Lothar had gotten about as much as he could through the hallucinarium or the hallucinatorium or whatever we're calling it. Like, I don't know. I always feel like I can like how Og has done
Choosing
it so far.
not
Like
to
Wrath has done it. They're able
participate
to add.
is also a choice.
That's true. Welcome
And
back.
that also
thank you.
shows, yeah, that's also a character. Like I said, like Amelia choosing not to do a lot of the things in the end here is like that still says something.
I guess it's true. I can't think of
Back.
something that's. Welcome back. I can't think of something that like. I don't know. Welcome back. Basically, hey, trying to think of what I can kind of do with Lothar for future stuff. So I don't know. I'll untangle the mess in my
You
head
don't
with that
have
later.
to have some sort of profound exit
No,
to this thing.
Lothar, I think, is very much fighting for his fucking life and is surprised he's gotten this far. I don't think
Kinda.
Lothar knows what he wants to do in a year from now.
Pretty much. Even tomorrow, frankly, because like
Maybe that's a conversation to have with Lane. It's
Oh,
important
that's
with you
right.
and
We talked
Kai
about
to
doing
sit
it like an
down and
HR.
discuss your long-term
We
training
talked about doing a
goals.
5-year plan with that, didn't we?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
There is
So,
an HR
alright.
representative on the IBCRES as well with Janet, but yeah,
That's very true. Forgot about Janet.
yeah.
I wonder how she's doing. She had that picture of her kids on the desk there, but
You
I
last
don't
saw
think they're actually
her
her kids.
at the Inquisitorium, I think. You've not
That
had your
kill.
annual review for a while. That annual review was the funniest fucking thing because I set it up with. It's quite a common thing I do, which is in Lane's office. There's a hint for what shit he's going to pull. So back on Bemontia, Thalia was in there fitting him for a new coat, and then he turned up dressed as an Imperial Guard general.
Mhm.
And then I think before you had your annual review, his desk was missing, and he didn't
Yeah.
mention the fact that his desk was missing, but it was very obvious his desk was missing. The reason his desk was missing was that Thalia was literally in a shuttle moving it to fucking the back room of Fudderux Burger Shuck, knowing that you cunts were going to turn up there.
That's so dumb. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I have to step out very, very
Sure.
briefly, but I still got the headset on.
Yeah, we'll just wait for our dear friend Og to return.
What?
Oh, perfect. Well, once Critter's back from, I assume, masturbating or pissing or shitting, we shall continue.
All of the above?
Yeah, all at once. Go for the whole full house.
Mm.
Mm.
It's not the full house quite yet.
Mm.
All bodily fluids needed for the full house
Oh,
from
yeah.
all bodily
Piss
functions,
and shit and cum and
including
earwax.
popping a spot.
Oh. Oh. Is this a fellas? Is this a lady thing? But majority of women in my life are massive on those like spot popping videos.
No, it's not just a lady thing. It's just being a normal person thing.
A what video?
Like,
Like,
Pimple
like
Poppers.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
yeah.
Oh,
I used to watch them a lot, but I'm not that bothered anymore.
dude
It's lost its
recommends
thrill.
random mess like, look at this person's fucked up feet and how they got them fixed and stuff like that.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I actually like Splinter
What you
removal videos. I thought
recommend?
Splinter removal videos were very satisfying for a while. Especially
Really?
if it's a splinter you can see under the skin getting pulled out.
Oh, fuck
Mm.
that shit.
God.
That I can't get it. I don't get it.
And with that lovely image, let's continue with Dark Heresy.
Are we still recording?
Absolutely. So, the whole scholar is once again assembled out in the central courtyard in perfect, monotone rows as Lane's shuttle touches down. You see the progenitor you have selected standing ahead of their peers. You know nearby is Grisha being held ready for them. They stand proudly, at attention. Drill Abbot Hagen is moving between them. On their breasts he is affixing a single purity seal. Orfamiel, your heart swells with pride at this. You can still remember receiving this blessing in much the same way. You know that their names will be added to the Wall of Honor as soon as you are off planet, there to live in immortality for the glory of the scholar. Lane's shuttle finally touches down with a wave of snow billowing beneath it. With a hydraulic hiss, the ramp lowers. You see Lane standing in his full combat dress, hooded robe beneath carapace armor. He is flanked by 2 stormtroopers in their full panoply of war. You know that they will never see combat on this world, but this is far more than just a show of force. To the hundreds of students watching, this is a grim vision of what they might become. Lane steps down off the ramp and comes towards you. A servo skull buzzes around his head. Hagen steps forward, bowing reverently before the much shorter man. We of the Tragandia 4 Scholar Brydonium welcome you, Lord Inquisitor. We pray you will not find our offerings wanting. Lane nods politely and gives Hagen a firm handshake, heading over towards you all. He briefly whispers to you as he passes Amelia. I've read your message. I assume it is being dealt with.
Odd.
He walks along the line of stormtrooper aspirants, each standing to attention. You can see his old eyes inspecting them from toe to tip, every scar, every tremor, every muscle. He nods his head solemnly, taking a place back at your side. I'm Inquisitor Lane of the Ordo Xenos. Each of you will die in my service. You will never raise a banner over a conquered world. You will never hear joyous crowds cheering your name. You will fight foes unnumbered, horrors unfathomable, and the Imperium you are sworn to defend will never know. This is my promise to you. You have been selected because you are the best of Thragandia. See that you live up to that accolade and you will take your place at the Emperor's side. I can promise you nothing more, nothing less. Come with me. The new stormtroopers salute. They turn to you, expecting you to lead them off to the execution at this point.
Me specifically, yes, everyone.
Well, the group they turn to.
Yeah.
Lovely. So where is this occurring?
Outside, big outside space. I
Perfect.
assume there's like
within
some
the
kind
courtyard that everyone's
yes,
already in.
It's
kind of
gonna
thing that there was
right
enough.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, I've seen
And
it
there was some small
exactly.
bleachers made in last minute so all the students can like look over each other, like a cinema, like
Yeah,
an IMAX.
Everyone.
It's like an outdoor cinema.
IMAX.
Yeah.
They all get 3D glasses out of their breast pockets and sit down.
There's a splash zone in the front.
It's great. Grisha, is Grisha hooded for this?
No.
Okay. She is a mess. You can
Because
see.
of also, I was to say, because of that fact, Amelia as well not be there.
She's not going to watch. Okay.
Yeah.
She is
You know
standing.
those games? What's it called? Like the Game of Thrones games and the Walking Dead story game.
Oh,
Where
the
at the top right
Telltale.
it says,
Yes.
yeah, Telltale. It says like, "Thingy will remember that." That's what
Yeah.
I was going to say. Or Fanny will remember that.
Yeah. You notice.
I mean,
Amelia
Amelia
staying by
already
their
explained
shuttle.
to you her
I know.
dissatisfaction, but she agreed to what would happen as well.
She also
so.
don't actually really mean that much either. I don't think my family's going to request.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying though, just to think about it in character, she didn't
Yeah.
fight you on it either.
Veld has handed out a autogun to each of the acolytes you have selected. He stands back, waiting for you all to give the order to present, ready, and fire.
Yeah, I'll step up first and I'll take out my 2 loud hailer skulls.
Lovely.
I'll chuck them into the 3,000 loud crowd, turn up the volume to 11.
Yep, they get bounced around like a beach ball at a festival.
Yeah, and I say, for those of you that do not know, this girl has lied to us, lied to the Emperor, and lied to you all. Lying in itself is not allowed, but she lied to cover up the even harsher sins of one of your own who killed themselves in their barracks. Dangia, you may know, you may not know, was a good student, but he decided that he could not handle it. He took his own life. Grisha covered it up and lied. For this, she shall be murdered. No, what's one for? Executed.
Okay.
For this, she shall be executed by those next going to be. Sorry. For
Don't
those
worry, as
next...
the server skulls do it,
Yeah.
they've got like a speech editing technology, so this is all as smooth as silk as it's coming out, mate.
Yeah,
Don't
thanks
worry
very
about
much. Some of us grew up with a speech impediment, guys. Leave it alone. But for this, she shall be executed publicly. If any of you think that you are better than a scholar, if any of you think you are liars to the Imperium and to the God Emperor, you are wrong. On my mark, fire. Fire.
4 shots ring out in almost perfect unison. With the final cry, Grisha is felled. She drops to the floor, dead. She's been shot twice in the heart, once in the neck, and once through the head. She is dead before she hits the ground.
Are there any wounds in her soft palate going up?
She committed suicide.
Another fucking autopsy, boys. She committed autopsy through 4 shots to the front.
Committed autopsy.
So she committed suicide through 4 shots to the front. She committed Goda, and
We're gonna murder her. Oh no, she committed autopsy.
I'm glad I managed to undercut this really powerful moment with my own fumbling. But yes, an attendant very quickly piles her into a body bag, and she is removed. You know that after tonight, no one will remember her name, much as they will not remember Danga's. The students turn their guns over back towards Veld, and he takes them eagerly, handing them off to another attendant. There's a little... Sorry, Lothar, did you think that I was...
Turns their guns towards you. Roll initiative.
Now you're shot. I'll die. No, passing them on to Veld. Veld is...
I'm sure as fuck killing that
That's
guy.
why Amelia left, because she knew it was going to be a red wedding, you know.
The stormtroopers take a moment and then march back towards the shuttle. Just before boarding, they turn to the gathered students and salute. 1,000 hands return the gesture. Students of all ages saluting their fellow students that they will likely never see again. They march onto the shuttle. Lane turns back to you all. Let's talk back on the Ipcris. He heads over to Hagen, shaking the venerable drill abbot's hand once more. Your Inquisitor says something to him which your ears cannot pick up, and the abbot's face cracks in a rare laugh. It's time to board the shuttle. What would you like to do?
What was the name of the religious leader guy again?
Which one?
The one that I liked.
There's Hagen,
one
who
that
was your
taught
old
me.
tutor.
Yeah, Hagen. I'm going to go up to Hagen and I'm going to say, Hagen, it was good to see you. Hopefully next time we'll have a bit of a better time about it all. I reach out my hand to give him a good handshake.
He shakes your hand in the heartiest fucking handshake of your life. It is like the opening of Predator. It is beautiful. I think the students watching it, I think, are softened slightly because they've never seen Hagen show tenderness before. So it's nice for them. But yeah, he nods his head and says, "Me too, student." And he smiles at you. The laughs echo across the coil.
Also, you still have the loud hailer skulls that are echoing.
They're too close together. There's feedback. It's awful.
They're still bouncing in the crowd.
The feedback's making BGZ while the topics turn to theoretical physics.
Yeah, BGZ's struggling with this. Lovely. So yeah, I take it you guys then get back on the shuttle.
Yeah.
The ride up to the Ipcress is quiet. Lane appears to be in business mode, almost in front of the students, and has an aura of professionalism you have only seen a few times before. Eventually, the shuttle docks in the Ipcress. You see Cleo 12, the current commander of the Stormtrooper platoon. Her face is grizzled, her hair short. The Stormtrooper recruits follow her as she marches them to the barracks. Lane breathes out as they leave. So, new recruits. Exciting times. How was your trip to the Scholar? I've read the report.
All right. They have a pretty good chef there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. We could have brought him in. Anyway,
That's what.
we're going to be warp jumping in an hour.
No!
We're going to be warp jumping in an hour. We're heading straight for Algedar. Meet me at the range in the morning.
It's good to see you again, Lane.
Oh.
Yeah, you too, Orphamia. I am your employer, so I would expect to see you. Goodbye. And he heads off. You were left alone in the
As he's
hangar.
walking away, I kind of move under my breath, and I'm employed, and I expect to be seen.
So, yeah,
Roll a perception. Roll an awareness check.
Lane is not here.
As an employer, I would have gotten my own chef.
So I think BGZ quickly dismisses himself from you all and he heads up towards the gardens. It is just you four alone in the hangar. There is a servitor who is spraying down the shuttle with coolant and disinfectant spray, and yeah, there will be a warp jump in a few moments.
Say, Amelia.
I was
It's
gonna say,
Amelia.
she'd probably start to head out as well and just be like,
Yeah. Your report didn't include anything about the squat, did it?
Oh,
Did it?
yeah,
That's
it
a question.
did.
Great.
My report was purely factual.
Did they say how handsome I was?
Factual.
That factual.
We-
Fair. I think in terms of game mechanics, actually, I'm ugly as fuck right now, aren't
Yeah.
I? Still. Yeah.
It's up to
Mechanically
the
ugly,
interpretation
but-
of the reader.
Do you
whether
listening
or
at
not
home
it
think
was
Orphan is
just-
ugly?
It was
Right.
just or not.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of leave with that as she
Mm.
also heads to the garden.
Yeah, it's very much factual. You notice, Amelia, when you get up to the garden, that the flowers that you genetically modified are placed at the base of the statue of the young woman.
Oh, as well, there was like the ones that were supposed to grow from radiation from beach.
Yes, so there's his weird ones that he kind of sits in
His
meditative
weird ones.
state.
You
Um,
freak.
Chernobyl.
But yeah, I take it in. There's nothing to say, of
Yeah.
course.
Oh,
But,
Mr.
Amelia is-
Chernobyl.
Contemplating what I was discussing last time
Yes.
of the sort of plate she wants to put for those, you know, those that we knew that probably didn't need to die.
Yeah, a gradually lengthening list.
Yeah.
Yeah, she takes him out and she sits there with BGC. It's nice. Is there anything else that other people want to do before warp jump and going to bed and the next morning?
Cora would like to get his hands on a welding torch,
Okay.
10 to 12 like 5-liter buckets, and a couple plates of steel about 2 inches, an inch and a half thick.
Okay. That's going to be a more long-term project once you're actually in the warp. But he can absolutely start drawing up plans for whatever foul abomination I'm going to have to reason with in a few minutes.
Well, if I was
Good.
going to see about getting some what's what I'm looking for here? Like a thing you can use to plan metalwork on, like not like a canvas, but it's like a thing you scribe on for metals. But
Like
the word escapes me right now.
blueprints paper stuff?
Yeah, like blueprint paper
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that's absolutely available. Yeah, you grab that. Lothar, what are you doing before you go to warp?
I think Lothar's probably, for the first time, going to actually pop into his room. He's going to double check his shower.
Yep.
Just to make
empty.
sure. Good.
There's no will
Alright.
in there.
He's going to try
Yet.
and
Yes.
lock. He's going to try and lock the shower from the outside if he can.
Yeah.
You put a lock on the outside of a shower.
Lothar.
You know what? Don't ask questions. How about that? And I think he's going to rack everything up where it needs to be.
Oh, he's
And
racking weights.
yeah, he is. You know what? Actually, yeah. Why the hell not? He's actually probably going to hop over to the gym then and
Yeah.
just rack some weights and pump some iron to just not, I guess,
Yeah,
after
to
what we've been
focus
through.
on the physical.
Well,
Mhm.
family hears him and he goes and he joins him. He spots him.
There you are. Found you.
Almost escaped.
He gets like right behind and he goes, "Come on, lower,
Yeah.
lower."
What is that smell?
He's spotting for you. As this
Me.
wonderful bromance is continuing, the Ipcrest shudders into the warp. The night passes, and Thalia has come down to the deck to collect you all.
Oh, all right. I thought we were going to the range. I
The
guess.
range,
Wait,
which you don't know
Yeah.
where that is.
that's a good point. Oh gosh.
Free to wander.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, Thalia has assembled you all. As you walk towards the elevator going up, you notice her usually olive skin is tanned, slightly darker. Lane has asked me to take you to the range. It's up on the top deck near his quarters, so right this way. You head up in the elevator once more, and it takes you up into the spires of the Ipcrest,
Why would
higher
he have
than
a
even
range?
the Astropathica. You emerge in corridors that remind you of the noble houses on Perrin Primus. Wooden paneling.
Wow, this reminds me of the noble houses in Perrin Primus.
It's amazing.
Look at the
It's
wooden
like-
paneling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's huge tapestries hanging from the wall. There's plush carpets, all decorated to the height of imperial fashion and at incalculable expense. It's almost as
Yeah,
if you're
Lothar, I think this must be so expensive. I couldn't even tell you how expensive it is.
I
I
couldn't
love
even
the-
calculate that.
Calculates it.
fuck. Give me a logic. I love. There's a real bridge between exposition and just character thoughts in this series. I love it. So it's almost as if you're not on the Ipcrest anymore, basically. Thalia leads you through various corridors to a room marked as the range. She takes you inside, and your eyes take a second to adjust to the scale of the room. Hundreds of meters of grass extend out in front of you, rolling forward in gentle slopes. It would look like a well-trimmed lawn of a noble's garden if it wasn't for the harsh, artificial lights bathing the entire room in a sickly yellow ambience. Near you is Lane. He is dressed in his comfortable, regular clothes, and does not appear to have noticed you. His attention is focused on a small white ball at his feet, and a long, metallic club gripped between his scarred hands.
Ah, that range.
Two attendants
Right.
stand beside him, one carrying a quiver of similar clubs over one shoulder and holding a glass of red wine.
You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking piece of shit.
The other
What's that?
hooded attendant has a large silver platter. Oh, Lane turns to you all. Oh, hello, throne agents.
Lothar begrudgingly shoulders his long las.
Welcome to the range.
O'Farrell takes out his clubs.
You're all looking very well. We're currently on the way back to Al Jadar. Thalia has been doing some reconnaissance for us, and he waves at her as she's just leaving the room. She's been speaking to the locals, that sort of thing. I'll be honest with you all, things aren't good. Here. He lifts the platter that one of the hooded attendants is holding, revealing a half-rotten human head. The eyes are clouded by cataracts, and wispy grey hair still clings to the scalp. Crudely carved across her brow is the word witch. Lothar or
Is
Famuel
that a witch?
and Amelia, you recognize this
It's the
figure.
old lady that gave us the what do you call it?
That is-
Prophecies.
That is correct. This is the head of the psychic shaman who you met at the Mutalali Oasis. A group of zealots have been travelling across the desert, calling themselves the Blades of Vresh. According to a local in the Pleasure Dome, it appears to be an offshoot of the existing primitive belief in the imperial creed the feudal natives have. They worship this Vresh as an unsanctioned saint of the emperor, who bestowed them gifts from the heavens. In reality, 3,500 years ago, a troop transport of the 16th Vresh Grenadiers detonated catastrophically in high orbit above Al Jadar, and the debris has been slowly dropping across the planet since, worshipped as a kind of cargo cult by the natives. The ecclesiarchy has never deemed the feudal belief particularly dangerous, so it's been permitted. I'm not sure what relation these Blades of Resh have with the existing faith, but whatever it is, it's a lot more violent. He gestures to the severed head. There are some imperial authorities, i.e. me, who want this looked into. If they're harmless, we'll pick you back up. But if they need to be dealt with, this is your job. Thali has made contact with a certain, he pulls out a data slate, goes, Yurt in the Pleasure Dome.
I like that guy.
Oh, he's alive!
He's providing the Inquisition with a vehicle and enough gear to survive in the harsh desert. The Ipcrest will be in orbit if you need any further support, whether that is intelligence, firepower, or manpower. You do have the small
What about
fleet
emotional?
support. Never.
Oh.
Do not provide that. Any
Yeah,
questions?
this isn't the towel. I put my hand up. Oh, Fan puts his hand up.
Yes, or Famuel?
Is this our fault?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yet
wanted
to
to
be
ask,
seen.
sort of out of character
Yeah,
here.
sure.
The name of the tribe. What was the name again?
So,
the
from
something
what
of Thresh.
So Vresh.
Is that what was on?
VRESH. From what you remember, this was on the helmet of the.
That was the one you opened,
Dead
yeah.
guard.
Yeah. I just wanted, because this was so long ago. I just refresh.
Oh, that totally was
Yeah,
us.
and Mork's stories are so boring, so they're quite easy to forget.
I forgot, It's the reason I started recording them.
Maybe
I
if
listened to them at
somebody
5 times speed.
wasn't gone for 2 months and we
Hey.
could have
Sorry for
playing.
having a life.
The audience doesn't want to hear this. Yeah, do you have any questions both in and out of character?
Where
Both
What
in
does
and out of
Tora
character,
see
that's
when
gonna
he
be hard.
looks into this head?
Tora sees nothing. Tora's never met this person before.
I know, but
Pre-head.
what does Tora feel?
wouldn't you
Afraid
be the
of
one to?
human death?
What does Tora feel?
Can Tora fuck it?
No.
Oh,
Alright.
okay.
Tora
That
feels
kind of feeling.
disappointed.
Christ.
I kind of wonder what happened to my pendant now that I see the dead woman.
Mm.
So you said that they were nomadic. Do we know where they last were in Al-Jadar, or is this scouring the desert?
Current movement was north. They have hit the Mutalali Oasis. It's a week ago. Obviously, Warp Travelers kind of fucked with that slightly, so God knows where the Emperor knows where they are now. They have amassed various youths from the various desert tribes, but they appear to be particularly violent, so communication has been limited between the tribes. What their end goal is unknown.
Fan puts his hand up again.
Yes, or Famuel.
Can we recruit them?
Well, that would be handy if they are of sound Imperial mind.
Something tells me not.
Fan puts up his hand again.
Yes, or
So
Famuel.
What is the definition of sound Imperial mind?
As a member of the Ecclesiarchy, I thought you'd be able to help with that.
the opposite of Tora.
I was gonna say Lothar shakes his head no.
There's a lovely litmus test going across.
Tora's making the head talk right now. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, how
Maybe
strong,
you're the mad one.
Or how many people is this force approximately?
Current estimates range at least 100.
And
they
do they
are-
have
Oh dear.
particular leader or multiple leaders?
Currently unknown in terms of technology level, as you are aware from Al-Jadar. It's a mixture of homemade equipment from the various guardsmen, from the various tribesmen, but also looted old Imperial Guard
You have
technology.
no
Oh,
idea
good.
their goals in mind.
Currently,
Just that they worship Thresh.
Vresh, yes.
Thresh, sorry. I mean, doesn't Lane know what we did?
You gave him a full report, yeah, but he knows that you cracked open the escape pod, but
We used that to help muster them to fight Skitari.
he's not blaming you for it.
No, I'm just trying to see,
Yes, he's
what
aware.
would their goal be after killing the Skitari with us?
Hmm.
That's a good question to ask, actually.
So when you last left them, there was a series of about 30 or so guys who didn't stay. When you opened it, there were some who decided to stay. A lot of them, about 30 or so guys, left with their horses.
We did rile up a bit of a religious movement.
Do we know
so to
why
say.
they left? Like what they had attempted?
They appear to be. I think the question was basically, do we open up the cryopod or not? Some people viewed it as almost like it's like a lizard's egg, and they were like, well, you shouldn't crack it before it's ready to hatch. Others were like, no, it's ready. This because your position there was one of this weird kind of religious significance to them, because they have this semi-religion about worshipping things that have fallen from the sky. They refer to you as the sky fallen. So you were kind of viewed as this kind of messianic presence.
God damn!
So,
I was like, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm not going to do
that's
it.
rare. So,
Hey.
when you
I'm
opened-
known for my
Aw.
short stature.
when you opened it, a few people basically said, Vresh wants us to find more pods like this. Vresh wants us to go out in the desert and find the rest of these relics that Vresh has left for us.
Okay.
That was the last you knew. It seems that has potentially warped into the blade.
And right now, what are they attacking? Just anyone? Like what? I they're not attacking the Pleasure Dome. They're just
Not
attacking
yet,
other
no.
tribes and
It
stuff
seems to be.
as well. Like why kill the
I think
the
Grimgor.
witch? Why kill the
Said
Psyker, the
Grimgor.
Oracle?
I can think of a particular psyker who. Never mind.
Yeah, but his actions had nothing to do with the rest of it. In
No.
fact, he didn't do anything when we opened it. He just sat and laughed and was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, idiots!"
No, he
That's
did.
true.
I mean, how he treated the other. It doesn't take much for folks to. Anyway, so we know where they were last at. We know there's about 100 or so of them. We know that they're equipped with X-Guard stuff as well as like locks and autos and things like that.
Yes.
You said they've been violent. Have violent at first or any contact, or how violent are we talking?
Currently unknown, but I imagine Yurt will have more information. He's been there longer.
Oh yeah, our end goal is to understand or stop or what?
Understand and stop if necessary. It could be encourage. It's completely. I'm not sure. This is
Right, okay.
primarily going to be intelligence gathering, and then you can develop a plan to execute after that point.
Well, sounds like we gotta get down there then. Fair enough. I don't think Lothar's got any other questions from here.
Any more questions?
No questions from Lothar.
Lovely.
Fam
Lothar,
his hand
any
again.
questions? So, yes, Ophamio.
So how long is it till we get there? And do I have enough time to get myself looking nice? Because Yurt's a really good guy. He gave me this armor. And
Well,
sorry, I'm not wearing it right now because I'd be silly to wear it now.
Obviously.
He gave me the armor I've been wearing recently.
I mean, as you are aware, Ophamio, we are currently in the warp, so we could have already arrived there for all I know. I imagine soonish.
And before Fam puts up his head, puts up his hand again.
Yes, Ophamio.
Can I join you for a couple of games?
No, sorry, I've only got one ball.
Tora would like to raise his hand.
Yes, Tora.
Can I borrow you for one moment in private after this?
Yeah, sure.
Or Fam puts up his hand.
Yes.
If you're going to go talk to Tora, can I play with your ball?
Right.
Lane, he only has one ball. Lane, he only has one ball.
Right, you'll be deploying as soon as we're in orbit. You'll be deployed. Rest of you go get some rest. I'll chat to these guys in a second. Now watch this drive, he says, and he hits the ball, and it
He
sends it
slices it.
flying down the green with a satisfying
It
thwack.
doesn't have wheels. How can it drive?
You see a servo skull appear and dutifully head down to collect it. Lane turns to Ophamio.
Wait, hold on. So he's just playing. He's just doing like he's like a driving range, but he only has one golf ball that a servo skull has to go and collect every time.
Seems that way.
And why does the silver skull not stay downrange? Why does it go from where he is down
Because
the
he's gotta
range
bring
to
it
get
back.
Yes, he's got to bring it back.
Yeah, but why does the silver skull not stay downrange rather than going down, picking it up, coming back? Why not
One
go
have
down?
two servo skulls, one
Yeah.
downrange and one up near lane, and then they
Do you
switch
know what?
positions.
I'm actually out of kindness of my heart. Lane, would you like to borrow one of my silver skulls and make it your secondary compatriot in here?
Yeah,
Because this is a wildly inefficient system you have going
You'd
on.
have more Famuel put an egg down and travel close.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Orfamio, I'd appreciate that.
I like to
Or
think.
family sticks to his
Gonna find
jacket
you
and pulls out
sleight
one
of
of his
hand
skulls.
and egg.
I like to think that Orpheum will give him the servo skull, but he leaves a loudhailer on, so you can still hear him like snoring and stuff like that, or like going around the
The
day.
Bluetooth's still connected, yeah.
Yeah. You can just hear from down the range, nice, every now and then. Yeah, so Lane is alone with you two. Anything you'd like to say to him?
Is it?
What,
is
me?
it?
Well, it's both of you currently.
It's just the two of you.
I don't want to
Amelia and
talk
I
to him.
have
I just wanted
left.
to play golf.
Oh, right. Right, Orfamio, you can hit the ball next.
Or
Tora,
family pulls out his
come this way.
driver.
And Tora, you were led out of the range with Lane.
What do you know? Do you know of a business that deals with the Inquisition called
Yes.
Gunnarsson? Was it Gunnar? It's not Gunnarsson. That's from that stupid YouTube video. Sorry.
No, it was.
I have this somewhere.
It was the squat's name was
Garrett Gormson. I got it before you.
Yeah,
Oh!
Garrett Gormson. There we go.
So it's Gormson and
Trox
Sons,
the DM now.
wasn't it?
No, so Paradin Gormson
Oh,
of Gormson Discrete Plumbing Solutions.
Gormson Discrete Plumbing Solutions is what
Yes.
he claimed. Are you
Allegedly.
aware? Allegedly.
This is Amelia mentioned that in her report.
No, but before this.
No. Why?
Well, Lane, I don't want to alarm you, but I think this conspiracy goes all the way to the top at the Scolopogenium.
All right.
They're trying to hide the bodies, Lane. They had the body. We had the proof, Lane. Finally, the two of us together, we could go to prove to them that we weren't crazy, Lane. That the toilet squats were there, and they destroyed the evidence, Lane. What did they do with the body?
Give me a second.
As you do, as you're given a second, as
Lane's
we're walking,
Lane
Amelia and
offers
I.
you paid leave.
Yeah.
as Amelia and I are walking, it's like, what do you think he's bringing up with him anyway?
Lane. Oh, sorry. Hang on a second. That was on BGC. Lane is
BGC
going to make a
live
deceive
stream.
roll. There we go. That was Lane's original roll, but it was under BGC on the drop-down list. Lane suddenly puts a finger to his ear and goes, "Oh, Thalia, yeah. Oh, I'm really sorry, Tora. Something terrible's come up.
Oh my God! Is it the toilet squats?
No, it's unrelated and in no way better or worse. I must go." And he trots off down the corridor.
We'll put a pin in this. We'll discuss it later. It's like Lane's like working
He's
quicker.
gone. There's a lot of doors that he shuts in between you and him.
The louder and more psychotic Tora gets, the quicker Lane starts power
He's
walking.
power walking away.
He's like pumping his elbows.
Yeah. What would you guys like to do? You are now in the warp. XP. You guys have each earned.
10 experience.
I was going to say each earned, but also wouldn't it be funny if I said you got 1,000 XP? Divide it amongst yourselves. So you have each earned 250 XP. Congratulations. Upgrades, technology, levels, love, laughter, living. What are we doing?
So what's our total XP now? So 250.
5300.
Yeah,
5300.
400 to spend for me.
And I've got 550 to spend, which means
I
I
was
have
going
to
to
do.
answer Lovar's question.
Yeah.
It's Tora. It could be anything. He has toilet squats on the mind, but then again, he might be asking about where to get cigarettes. Who knows?
Do you think he's asking about the squats?
I don't know, but I have a better question for you.
Yeah.
I think I've decided after was it Greta or Grisha's request for Dangir. It's made me consider those that I think we've wrongfully lost on our, let's call it, adventure. and I'd like to memorialize some of those names in the garden. Thing is, with your past in particular, maybe there are some people you'd like to memorialize as well.
Yeah. Oh. You
Have
haven't
you
been
been to
keeping
the
a list,
garden,
have you?
Lothar?
Yeah, I think I saw it once as we were passing to talk with the Astartes at one point.
Yes, but
Then
you've not actually
Amelia's just
been
gonna
in,
kind of like direct them towards the garden and
Sure.
talk about stuff.
It
Yeah.
is a beautiful room in the middle of the Ipcrest. It does feel like a home away from home. There is that statue in the middle of it, but otherwise it is a lush, verdant bit of greenery. Yeah,
With a few new additions.
with a few new additions, with stuff
Look-
like the little radiation plants.
Lothar's shoulders sink as if he's taken a pack off, and looking around properly in the garden there.
And I kind of like point out, like I'm thinking with this slab of sorts over here, I kind of show him and imagine how it'd be decorated and everything.
Yeah, it's not central, but yeah, it's how I've always pictured it is that it's a circular room with the statues very much in the middle, and then.
And I think even BGG's spot, I'd like it to be asymmetrical. He's just some quote-unquote corner of the circular room is his.
Yeah, he's got his own little grove. But yeah, so you got the statue in the middle, and then there's just this lovely space around it.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. How did I know that this was up here?
Most people simply want to train and eat and leave. Sometimes you need a place to just rest your mind.
You can say that again.
As you say that, you realise that BGZ is going through various psalms in binary. Obviously, you don't understand them like that, but Amelia, these are psalms of restocking, rebuilding, gaining strength for the battles they have.
Got an 86 on the Heineken.
Unless you have something else to add, I think we can leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think other than listening to a dot matrix printer in the corner of irradiated flowers. No, I don't think I think Lothar's like nodding with you at this point and ready to get to work on something.
What does everyone else do during this period?
I play golf.
Tora would like to get his hands on a welding torch, 8 to 10 5-litre black buckets.
I gave up on 2.
And a couple series of steel plate, about 2 inches, no, actually, maybe about 1.5 inches thick.
Okay, I'm going to say by the end of the warp travel, you were able to assemble all of these things. What the hell are you going to do with them?
Okay, so first of all,
Tora
goes into his bathroom,
okay,
and would like to weld a piece of steel, just like I'm assuming Tora's toilet is it's like a metal prison box.
I mean, it's currently still ruined because it did have a grenade thrown in it. So.
Oh, it is. So yeah, Tora.
It's mostly a hole.
Tora's gonna rip the last of the cistern out of the way and is gonna weld the sheet of plate metal over the hole and especially blocking the pipes.
Yeah. Okay.
He would also then like to weld all of the taps and pipes in that room shut.
Okay.
He then steps out of the bathroom and starts to weld the doorway shut with the bathroom. Because Tora has his own bathroom, doesn't he?
It's an ensuite kind of situation.
Yeah. So Tora's just gonna make sure there's 2 inches of steel plating between him and the bathroom.
Yeah.
And the 8 to 10 buckets are simply because there is no. Now that the. So yes.
Good fucking Christ.
So Tora is now shitting and pissing into just open containers in his room.
I think that's a really fair and useful use of your time and resources in this restocking period. What is everyone else doing?
Avoiding Tora's room.
Yep.
I'm just looking at.
Trying to
Just come back to me,
understand.
looking at things I can level up right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I forget what's the formula.
It depends. So it's things you've got aptitudes in are going to be easier. Skill advances are different from characteristic advances, which are different to talent advances. They're all varying levels of XP.
I guess I'm looking at the one sheet thing. I guess
Yeah.
it's got like +0, +10, +20, +30. Is that just meaning like, okay, +0 is like the first time you upgrade it, +10
Yeah.
is the second time?
So with skill advances, when you first learn them, basically all you're doing is removing the penalty. So that's the +0. So that's what the bonus becomes.
Yeah, so if I want to do charm, I need 6.
What level's your charm currently?
1.
Yeah, so to get that up, I imagine you don't have any matching aptitudes because you're a tech priest. Would be 600 XP to get that up to trained, which gets you.
Yeah,
the
I only have
bonus.
400. So.
Worth saving it though. Who knows? You might get some more XP. Anything else anyone else would like to do?
I think so, but I'm just trying to find out if I can do this or not.
Sure.
I'm also trying to think. I'd like to try and meet with Lane, not only for the HR scene potentially, but to also very coyly ask about. Oh no, I want to say his name is Willem, but I keep picturing Willem Dafoe, which is the worst thing to picture.
It's Willem, but not EM. It's AM. Willem.
Okay, Willam,
Yeah.
I am.
It
I'm
is.
hoping to meet with the Black Eyed Peas.
Okay.
Um,
I think you can call the meeting with Lane in his office.
okay.
And he, you ask if you can have a meeting, and he's already there. Come in, he says.
Hi. I had a couple of things I wanted to ask about.
Lothar, is it?
I
That's a joke. How you doing?
Great. Never better. I guess I've been trying to figure out a couple of things. Just about employment here. I'm going to be perfectly frank. I hadn't expected to live this long, so I kind of don't really know what to do from here. I was looking for a little bit of advice on that, I guess.
Okay. The natural progression for your average acolyte is acolyte, throne agent, then becomes apprentice to an inquisitor, and then will eventually become a fully fledged inquisitor themselves. I can guarantee you there are people on this ship who are throne agents who, if they became inquisitors, I would kill. I would leave the assumptions of who up to you.
Cuts to Tora just like welding torch.
Yeah.
I thought you used a custom shitting in a bucket.
But like angrily while staring at the door.
This is picture
Tora
of
at
Tora
this point
shitting
is
in a
cutting.
bucket.
It's
Yeah,
he's cut. What he has is he's cut a little like a viewing hole at like a bar. Like this slide open and slide close. Except it's about like knee height, so when he's squatting over the bucket, he can still open and check the bathroom and close it again.
Wait. Let's get some corruption and insanity points going.
Do we need to?
Oh, I want to see what he gets.
I mean, right, so he's basically
In
acting like he's
addition-
already at the first tier, which is to get paranoid about something. So I don't think it's worth adding any, because it would just come like
Ah, yes, the best way to play the game. Take the power away from the GM.
Yeah, you're doing it yourself. But
I guess as we cut back to that, I don't know who we're talking about either. Wouldn't be
yeah,
able
I
to
can't
guess.
stand Amelia. Anyway, no, that's a joke. It's very obviously Lothar. Tora. My point being, Lothar,
What?
is that certain people are more equipped to become inquisitors. Now, that is not necessarily me saying I selected you for 5 if you count Viridius, because I see you becoming inquisitors one day. Who? There's an echo. It cuts to someone being shot behind the astropath.
There's a shed in the astropath.
Oh, you guys suck hard.
Anyway,
I can't believe someone got shot in the astropathitarium.
It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, he does kind of reiterate that not everyone I've chosen is destined to become an inquisitor. For instance, Amelia perhaps at the end of her time with me, if she survives, would be better suited returning to Mars. There would be individuals who would wish to speak with her. I'm sure far more benefit to the Imperium would be found with her back amongst her Martian colleagues than it would be within the Inquisition. Even with the experiences she's got here, she can take those home. With, for instance, Orfamiel, perhaps one day he could rise through the ranks of either the Ecclesiarchy or the Inquisition. Perhaps not with the Order Xenos, but the Order Malus would take him in an instant, I'm sure, particularly with my recommendation. Tora I've already covered, but
Cuts back to him coating the walls in shit so that the toilet squats become scared.
I suppose the question then, Lothar, is why do you think I selected you?
He needed a clean shot and a disposable body. That's the thing, is that like everyone else here has somewhere else that they can go, with maybe the exception of Tora. But I mean, does that mean that I go back to the guard? Right? I don't know.
He stands up, and I think he goes over to the window, and he says, "Lothar,
How can Lothar hear him over the sound of the AC in the window?
oh shit,
As he starts to talk, I'm sorry, I can't with the air.
I do not know if you'd ever be able to return to the guard. Your skills are unrivaled within many regiments, but I do wonder that the experiences you have had here have made you different, not in the way of trauma, but in the way of what you have seen of the world and know of how the Imperium works. I cannot imagine any commander sending you to the front line again."
Somehow I'm not surprised to hear that, actually.
There are
So then-
roles for a man such as you. Perhaps not commanding a fleet of inquisitorial ships, but positions of reputable excellency that are valued in the Inquisition and the Imperium at large. There are certain positions that I believe you would be well suited for. Not necessarily
Missionary.
Not necessarily military ones either. You are a fantastic shot, Lothar, but also you are a calm voice sometimes when battle is raging, and I think that is as valuable as a good trigger finger.
Throw back to killing the man of ASMR.
That is true.
Just think about that scene, just every so often.
No, and then it comes back.
It's great when you guys go, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if?" And then I go, "Ha, yeah," and then I do it. That's the real joy of being a DM.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I guess I just got to know which direction to go.
What do you want, Lothar?
I
Say if
Big booty bitches.
say if you are in my service for the next 5 years and you leave it successfully, which is rare, I will admit. The Inquisition is generally the kind of thing where once you're in, you're in. What would you want?
to settle back home, to maybe start a family. I say that out loud, and I don't really see that happening either. Especially with what I know, and definitely with what I've seen. I'll have to give it
Lane
thought.
nods and he says, "Yeah. Unfortunately, men within our career are not often children with wives, with partners. It's a rarity. It is hard to think about yourself when you only think of bigger picture sometimes. But if that is what you want, perhaps one day, once you have done your duty, there will be a space for you, perhaps on some world that you will be left in the rarest of things as a guardsman, left in peace."
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Again,
It's never going to happen.
I cannot promise this to you. I
Oh,
cannot promise
fucking
this.
cock!
This
You want a peaceful life in a world of war?
it's only war.
Fucking idiot.
I can't imagine the group not being together.
Neither
Multiple
can I. It's
reasons.
actually kind of...
Like,
Oh.
for friendship, I feel like friendship with Amelia's point of view, friendship with Lothar, competition with Orfamiel, and I feel responsible for
Friendship with Lothar, competition with Famio, and Tora. Just Tora.
And the stipend you get from being in Tora's presence.
He's my ward.
I think Famio's very much of the knowledge that as soon as he's done on loan, he's just going to go back to Order Malleus and go hunt some more demons.
Hmm. I have a...
Refresh me on your backstory. Did Fabio ever successfully hunt a demon?
That's how he got recruited. He was with the
he
Order Malleus, went
basically-
through Banisher
Episode
training.
3, we killed a demon.
Basically,
That's
you
true.
killed a demon host. Basically, Lane was tracking down some shenanigans, which turned out to be, I think, a plague bearer being
It
summoned.
was
And
a plague bearer.
basically, the stormtroopers kicked in the door to find Orfamiel elbow deep in it, absolutely destroying it. And perhaps because Lane was not particularly keen on the other Inquisitor, realizing that he was involved as well, very swiftly recruited Orfamiel to the cause.
I also lost all my team. I was a one man. I say one man army. They died on it for a reason.
I kind of picture it as it was like Orfamiel's first mission, and he was the only
It
survivor.
was supposed to be his first mission with his Banisher mates that all graduated at the same time,
Yeah,
and then it was more than they thought it was going to be.
and Lane just scooped him up and got him out of there
Yeah.
before. Lane is consistently absolutely shit scared of the Order Malice and demons. I think he's made that clear. Like, it's very much, he can understand aliens, but he can't, there's a reason he's recruited Orfamiel. It's almost like he's got this big beating stick to just hit against things that he's scared of.
Mouse electric.
Yeah.
like
Oogie.
restaurant owners.
But yeah, Lane turns back to you, Lothar, and says, I have a plan in mind for you, Lothar. I trust one day you will live to see it. But like anything, I cannot promise that.
Well, so far I've stuck through it all, so can't exactly hurt to see where it ends up.
Just know that there is an end goal for you, whether you know it yourself or if it's only known to me and the Emperor.
Sounds like a plan. And Lothar nods. Sorry. And sounds like a plan. I also had a weird question about Willem there, right? A previous acolyte of yours.
Long time ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him if you're in the same.
Ask him if what?
Ask him if he was in the room that you're in. That
Oh.
his quarters were.
That's
Ask him that.
That's a really good question. I'll work towards that.
You're a cunt.
Was he in the same room as no?
I mean, is that a question that Lothar would have asked?
I mean,
I think he's
no,
probably been thinking a lot about
We
Willem.
discussed this 2
We-
episodes ago.
we did talk about it 2
Yeah,
episodes ago.
I'm just saying, to anti-meta, think about it in character.
Yeah.
This
No,
isn't
absolutely.
meta.
I think Critter had thought of this, and Og's suggesting it has now put the seed of, this is meta in our minds.
Also, I almost
This is
picture...
actually Critter's idea.
It
What
is.
was 2 days ago in game was months ago because of Wrath.
He's right. The worst part of this is I'm
my
picturing
God, I've never
Tora
had a
at the
birthday
door
again
shouting
when I
this
get
into his
this
shit
much
bucket right now.
Yeah.
Is what I'm picturing.
We've played 4 games in 12 months.
This is
Oh
what
my-
Tora's like screaming and strained.
It's while he's
shit.
shitting, so everyone else thinks he's nuts.
Taurus, hold up. Let's just.
We've got 5 sessions of
Oh,
shit
no.
to get through. Yeah!
He
Taurus.
survives his shit.
With 4 additional degrees of success.
Ah.
Oh my god,
Lovely.
that's awful. So
So
yeah,
yes,
no,
Willem.
Willem there.
Gets his name wrong and instantly gets struck down.
No, I wanted to ask more about him because clearly he's survived. I don't know. What was his path like?
He, funny you should ask, actually. He was actually at Thragandia 4. long time ago. He was a student there.
You don't say.
It's not the first time I've visited there. I doubt it will be the last. There is a certain breed of individual that emerges from there. Perhaps it's the temperature, but they make for good
Ugly.
acolytes. And yeah, he was picked up. He joined as an acolyte. We travelled together for some time. He points over at the servo skull, hovering ominously in the corner of the room. This was one of his fellow acolytes. Willem did not so much thrive. He was impulsive when he was young. He was prone to rash decisions, but he survived. Something helped him survive, and he is still here. He tempered as he aged, and he was a good friend of mine. It is rare that I would say that, but he is. And I soon came to realise that the interests he was developing in arts I was not aware of myself were not being tested properly under my tutelage, so he was seconded. He was a thrown agent with me for several years, and then I suggested he study under an Inquisitor of the Order Kronos, where he has remained since. Soon after, he became his own Inquisitor, and well, you've met him at the Inquisitorium.
I did. He seemed familiar to me, and I can't really point a finger as to why. I don't know. Maybe we shared the same room or something.
Your room's next to the kitchen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Up
was
in front of the infirmary.
that was his room.
Oh. I don't know why. I felt like we'd seen each other before, but okay. And wait, you had said that something about under your tutelage there. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
As in, he served as an acolyte, much as you are now.
No, the word tutelage. I don't know.
Oh, education, teaching,
Oh.
training. He was learning how to be an Inquisitor, essentially, under me, and learned how to turn those skills into his subject area towards the Order, with the Order Kronos.
I wouldn't even begin to know how that stuff kind of works.
No, same. Hence, I second.
I appreciate that. I don't know. I wanted to ask about that a little bit.
He's an interesting fellow. I think you two would get along.
I imagine we would. Well, I've got a lot to think about, Lane. I appreciate us talking a little bit about this.
That's okay. You take care, Lothar.
And you as well. And Lothar's going to get up and make towards the door.
He shuts the window and heads off in the secret elevator, which I established in an earlier episode. He has in the office.
I can't believe that he's able to shut it when he's got the AC unit in there.
I know.
That's the weirdest thing to me.
The temperature regulation on the Ipcrest is shocking. Lovely. What would you guys like to do?
I have a question.
Yes.
I would like to improve my spider. That has never been a experience thing.
No, this is an upgrade thing. Basically,
there
you
are-
can do one big action every rest.
Right.
What
So
would you like
there's
to do?
two things I'm looking to do, and you tell me if they're reasonable.
Okay, hit me.
I'd like to make a second one, a copy
Ooh.
of the first,
Okay.
and I would like. I'm stuck between, and again, I don't know if I can do both of these things or not. But second one is one thing, and then either I would like to give them weaponry or the ability to basically hack at range.
Huh. I'm gonna say I personally prefer ranged hacking.
Yeah,
I think that's more appropriate
Yeah.
for essentially a reconnaissance.
I would agree.
That's exactly what you'd want us to think.
The gun thing is like I was also thinking like stun gun doesn't have to be necessarily like kill gun.
I think ranged. I think by ranged I mean like within 5 meters.
Well, what I mean by ranged hacking is that this thing, crawls along, gets to the thing, plugs itself in.
Exactly.
Therefore, I don't need to be there to
I'm
hack,
going to say
but
that's
it does.
possible, but it will be a let's say a -10 penalty from your own tech use because you're doing it via you're one step removed from directly interfacing with it, if that makes sense.
Yes, I'm just writing minus
Yeah.
10 tech use hacking.
Yeah. I'm
under
going to say you can easily produce a second one after having perfected his design in the original one, and perhaps having seen some Necron Scarabs recently, you are aware of how to
A
make
one
this
per
effectively.
shoulder now. Then
Nice.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know what was reasonable
Yeah.
to
You head
ask
into the
there.
workshop, and I think you're able to work these out.
And if anything, I was gonna ask Orfaminal, like, hey, you want to, you see your armory working and stuff. It's another moment of bonding.
Yeah.
to talk
Bond?
to Orfaminal. No, just like Orfaminal. I have a project I want to work on. If you wouldn't mind helping me, and then
He helps with some of the more advanced metallurgy needed with it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can do anything.
assume he
If you
does.
tell me what you want, what you need, when you want it, when you need it, I can give you what you want when you need. But I might not be able to give it when you need it.
But I'm gonna.
What?
Well, part of the reason I want to work with you is like, listen, like I imagine. Ignore the small talk, like, hey, can you help me? You say yes, all right. So, as we're talking,
How's the kids and wife?
yeah. I want to ask, just like, it's like, listen, I understand your objections on what was the planet?
The one you've just been on,
Yeah,
Dragandia 4.
Burgundia 4, but I want to bring up the I intend to make a remembrance of those that perhaps shouldn't have been lost in the garden. And I felt it necessary to speak to you on that, because while Dan Gear was not allowed to be on the board or the wall, I do think that his circumstances were unfortunate, and I feel as though Gresha?
That'll do. She's dead. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. That's the whole point.
Nah.
That's the point of the conversation. I promised that his name would not be forgotten, and I intend to put him on this slab as well. I feel it necessary to at least have your understanding, not necessarily your approval, similar to how I understood what needed to happen back there, and not necessarily approve of it.
The wall at the Scholar is a place of awards and prestige and known. It sounds like the wall you're doing is a personal project to you. As far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want with your wall, even if I don't think that they deserve it. That's on you. It's on you. I'm not going to get in the way of you and your personal rituals or whatnot, and I hope that you wouldn't get in the way of me and mine. You're friends, Amelia, I like to think.
I think I've proved as much.
I mean, most of his face is your own handiwork at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, I mean, I proved as much on the planet there, the Scala, not getting in your way. You understand, it's a promise made.
I understand it is a personal thing to you and something you desire to do, and it does not harm any of us, and it does not get in the way of anyone's traditions or where they come from. So.
Where did they come from?
Who, the people in Burgundia?
No, but where do they go?
Where they come from,
Where did they come
Every session of
the
this,
two of them are friends.
Every session of this, my soul becomes darker.
Every day we stray further from God's light.
I say, well, as long as you respect it, that's all I can ask for.
I can understand Gresha, whatever her name is. I can understand your desire to remember her, but I don't understand the desire for Danya.
It's a desire to keep the promise made to Gresha, which I think is more important.
If I'm
Stick to my word.
I can respect that. I can respect integrity.
Well, Samuel says mental health is not real health.
Gresha will be
Go fuck
remembered
yourself,
as
Critter.
well, although perhaps are not meant for my wall.
That's fair enough. Lovely.
Very well.
Is there anything anyone else likes to do before you guys leave the warp?
Yeah, so
You.
Othamiel is going to be having, between his golfing sessions and
Yeah.
his armory sessions, he's
Well-
going to be going to some training sessions as well,
Yes.
and realizes
User entered your
with
channel.
his sparring partners of whoever poor stormtrooper or whatnot is in the room to
Yeah.
deal with him, that by leaning his shoulder a bit more into the occasional use of a melee weapon, a blow, whether with the dummy sticks, his fists,
I'm
or
gonna
even with
straight up
some
tell you this is Gunnar, who you're sparring with.
good. Gunner's getting beat to shit.
Yeah.
He realizes that he can put a lot more of a welly in it if he just kind of swivels his hips, points his toes, and he just gets a bit better. So I'd like to upgrade Othamiel with the crushing blow.
Ooh.
Inquisitor,
if you don't
I'm
mind.
dummy
You
stick.
keep picking all these. I wish I want to pick talents, but I just keep I keep going after like
To be
raw
honest,
stats.
the stats are more useful because even if you get the talent, you still have to
Yeah,
fucking
but
hit
Raph's
it.
gonna have like a list of like fucking 20 different talents that he's just gonna be insane.
Yeah,
However,
if
he
can
could
remember
fail
them.
them all
Exactly.
because he doesn't have any of the.
Speaking of talent, Warwick, did you ever do a ruling on that one-on-one combat talent?
It's going to be a no from me, boss. I'm really sorry. I had a look at it, but I don't know. I think I think under certain circumstances it could be particularly overpowered. I think dual weapon
That's okay.
wielding can be pretty funky, and I never want you guys to feel like you can just insta-gib a single enemy, because you've got ways of stunning an enemy or locking down an enemy. So piling everything
fair
onto
enough.
one, does that make sense? But yeah, I'm sorry. Let's have a look. So crushing blow, weapon skill 40. You've got that, I think. Yeah. Aptitudes, weapon skill and offense, tier 3. The acolyte has the ability to focus his entire body into close combat. He adds half. Okay. He adds half his weapon skill bonus, rounding up, to damage he inflicts with his melee attack, which I think would be +4 damage to any melee attack.
So how is he failing this?
Oh, sorry,
now?
+2.
You can't feel it. It's a completely
Exactly.
damage-based bonus. That's
But
why
he
I
needs
fixed
to
it.
hit first. So
Yeah.
you could get this, but until you've actually got a decent weapon skill to hit the things,
But I'm just saying, like,
No, absolutely.
there got to be some. I guess the problem was I did look over the talents, and there weren't many.
There's not a huge amount.
Geared towards vision and tacking.
So
and
that is
stuff.
a tier 3, which would cost you 400 XP with 2 matching aptitudes.
It cost me
Defense.
600 with 1 matching.
That's for tier 1. So it's a tier 3 aptitude. Sorry, a tier 3 talent with how many things matching?
1 matching.
Oh, you've only got 1. Okay, so that would be 600 XP.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes. Spend that shit.
That means I have 100 XP spare now.
Brilliant. I see you've already added it. Perfect. Yes, you have got that trait, and I look forward to you adding on average 2 damage.
Where do I see?
And Raph's gonna eventually just be like, if he hits in melee range, just everything dies.
I'll be honest, he's using a 7-foot-long chainsword. Like, he should.
I always get very,
But what I'm
very
saying is, like,
angry.
it's gonna be like he's always gonna have that rough bit of like, okay, he has to get in range, but once in range,
Absolutely.
shit's dead.
Yeah, well, it should be. Until he suddenly gets parried. We'll see.
Gotta give him a jetpack so that he can fly.
Well, there was an
into
entire
battle.
side of my character that was based around leading people and the masses and being a lovely person. But then suddenly half his face got melted off and he lost, I think, 35 points of fellowship.
Your fellowship was reduced to D10.
That's your fault for going in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and that's exactly my fault.
Yeah. Lovely. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in your time in the warp?
I would like to bump my I'm trying to figure out. Awareness is perception and fieldcraft. I only have 1 matching aptitude.
So awareness is a skill. So
yeah, and I only have 1 matching aptitude. And
but you want
bump
to go up to tier 3. So that would be.
Oh yeah, I've already got 2, don't I? Sorry, I thought I only had 1.
Yeah, so you've got 2. So matching that up to. So let me see. So awareness requires perception and fieldcraft, which you've got perception. So 1 matching aptitude to get up to tier 3 would be 600 XP.
Yeah.
So not yet.
Not yet. I can bump. I need something that I'm trying to think of. I had something else. Just while I think about that, my other question was, can I approach Ethamiel and try to find a power source for Little Scythe Junior?
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now. No. However, there is the potential to have something like that in upcoming adventures. As in, you're going to a planet which has Imperial Guard scrap being dumped there.
Good to know.
Just so you don't have to go through a conversation of Raph goes, "Oh, I'm not sure if we've got that," and then you ask me, and I go, "No, they don't have power swords."
That's intelligence and tech. Doesn't Tora have? It's got tech.
I see you've added mental disorders, hatred, squat kind.
Yes, I did.
Do you actually spend XP points on getting hatred for squats?
No, it's just
No.
under mental
I
disorder.
feel like
You-
at
you
this point it's
can.
been role played enough, even if it did cost.
Yeah, I
feel
might
it'd be worth-
honestly bump him up to the next insanity level.
Can you explain to me the difference between charm and command, by the way?
Command is, listen, men, go do this thing. Command is also, you're my hostage
Listen,
now,
men, and go do this thing.
Yeah, it's all very much an intonation. Charm is sweet talking. Oh, please. Oh, aren't I really nice? It is also romance and flirting to get what you want. Command is speaking from a position of authority. Charm is speaking from a position of equals, if not lessers, and you're trying to weasel your way in. Does that make sense? I think you used command previously to direct a hostage where to go when you were raiding the brothel.
Yeah, I just don't know if I should spend the 300 to make command a level 1 or hold out to increase charm further.
I think focus on one. Command doesn't
Yeah.
come up too much, at least in how you guys play.
Yeah, I feel like as well, like opposite to what a tech priest quote unquote should be. Amelia has definitely been like
She's grown a heart.
the heart and whatnot, and
Yeah.
try to
I like
reason
that.
with people.
So Og, are you going to spend that XP? Or are you going to save it?
I'm Tora's gonna hit the gym
Okay.
and bump his strength.
Okay.
And so I've got 1 matching aptitude by having offense.
Strength and offense. Yep. So offense, your strength is currently on. Sorry, I'm flicking through your sheet. Strength is at 40. You haven't upgraded that yet, I think.
Well, so my strength is at 50 with the unnatural. No,
yeah.
no.
Just do it
Yeah.
on the raw.
So
So to bump that up to 45 would be 250 XP.
yeah, cool.
I think that's a good spend. Cool. And I think that's all the little upgrades. So perhaps a week later, the Ipcresh shudders out of the warp with the fury of a dying sun. The crackle of static electricity makes your hair stand on end. It is now time to leave.
Can you do some sound effects, please?
Is there anything you guys would like to do before you get on that shuttle?
Yeah, we'll get better sound effects.
I would like to assume that my little thing is done for the garden with the names on it.
Yeah, I think you spent some time carving it, and it looks very good. So, in the hangar, your regular civilian shuttle is waiting for you. Is BGZ coming with you?
Now, these are the people that left, or the people that stayed and fought with us?
Potentially the ones who left, it sounds like.
I'm just thinking, like, because if we made them fight Skitarii, and then they see Skitarii,
They also saw
Okay,
BGZ
you know what,
fighting
though? I'm just gonna talk to BGZ.
Yeah.
It's his choice. Explain the situation. It's like, these are the people we fought with, but we may encounter those who distrust you. Are you willing to, accept that risk?
BGZ says, "My place is with you. I've lost brothers on this world, but it must be done."
I guess I'll nod and put a comforting hand on his shoulder as well. Be like,
Are we all together right now?
Yeah.
Or just you two?
Up to you.
I think we're there.
Yeah.
I would
Just
be.
for there, I want to give him a high five.
I hope
Flying
BGZ
echoes
sees
across
us
the hangar.
as his like brothers now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
BGZ, do you want a new
brothers
weapon?
and sisters. I have a weapon for him.
I don't know, do I? I have Slane's Antique Laslock of Betrayal. So it'd
I
be
mean,
quite
I
funny
did
if he stabs us in the
intend
back
to
with
upgrade
it.
BGZ at some point if he.
That being said, I
really-
think this Laslock is actually worse than his current weapon, so I might have to
It,
take
it
that
completely
offer back.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny. He's using basically a radiation shooting carbine. He is absolutely loving it. He said, "Negative, my carbine is thrice blessed on Stikey's
What if you
87."
could have 10 of them?
Whoa. He's
When
also
can we
very
make
limited
him
by
into
his
like
training.
a destroyer kind of thing?
You would basically need to cut his legs off and just graft his body onto a servitor's torso, and then get him some tracks.
I know what we're doing this next episode.
No,
Okay.
I will not augment BGZ
I
without
will
his
not.
approval.
We're gonna need 10 buckets.
So,
We're going to need some big magnets and some bigger buckets, and that
Don't
we'll
worry,
have
Borat
ourselves
has
our own
thumbs. I
destroyer.
just need a little bit of
Yeah,
inches.
so I just translated as like, or Faminal, he says his weapon is far better than yours could ever be.
Okay, I'm going to go hang up this antique Laslock of Betrayal onto my wall then.
that'd be a good idea. You showed him like a 300-year-old like bolt action las pistol equivalent.
I have all
of,
the
like,
stats for it in case you guys are interested.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
into
good.
the
It's
chat.
really good, but it's also unreliable.
Really good, but unreliable.
Yeah. If it hits, it fucking
Slane's
hits.
Antique. Where did you get this?
That was
You know the
name of
guy that Viridius murdered in the cave?
Yes.
This was his weapon.
Yeah.
I took it in honor of him.
Oh,
I
you should
remember.
bring it along just in case there's a relevant NPC.
Oh yeah, it was like a sister or something.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
He-
so, because he probably wouldn't have
He
any
was a
kind of
blank, he
family
was
relationships.
ostracized,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
Who
never
knows?
know. You might as well bring it along.
I'm taking it along. It might have
Sling
some.
it back over your shoulder. Packing for
You can-
your summer
I can,
holiday.
I can see the cogs working behind Warwick's eyes. Like, oh, how the fuck am I going to do this now?
That
What
did
they
is
expect
going
from
to be
me?
the key to victory, right
It
there.
was Slane's brother, Valet. So, Aldredar stands before you, a great orange orb in an endless black. Lane is there, ready to watch you depart.
How can a planet stand?
It's called gravity, mate. You should
It
fucking
gets
know
back.
this.
It gets back up, Mr.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Lane says to you all, as you board, he says, "Farewell, throne agents. Give me a call if you need anything," he says, waving his equally bulky Voxcaster at his side.
Lane, sorry, just quickly. Have you had a chance to think more about my theory?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tor, I can't hear you over the engine. The engine has just started
Wait,
on the
no,
shuttle. The ramp is
No,
closing.
Lane, no, quick, Lane. It's like Lane's just like waving at the
No,
pilot.
he's like mouthing like, "I can't hear. It's too noisy." As you fly down to the surface,
As he says it, he drops a pen and we're going to hear it perfectly through the window.
The stormtrooper behind him coughs.
Yeah. So you fly down to the surface, breaching the atmosphere, the glass sheen of the pleasure dome catching your eye like a shining coin. You have flown this route before. The shuttle dives down, flying over arid shrubland and then harsh deserts as you approach the equator. You dance between dunes, diving into sandstone outcroppings. Then the shuttle drops down into a valley, the walls each side of you tracked with bright reds and oranges in the ancient stone. You see the dome in all its glory once more, a glass hemisphere on a rockcrete foundation, itself mounted on some sort of ancient sandstone labyrinth. It was in there, Orthamiel, that your face was burnt away by the cruel acid of the Slough. The shuttle
Guys, that's why my
careens-
face was burnt away by the cruel acid of the Slough.
Like pointing in the window. So the shuttle careens into a tiny opening, weaving through passages flanked by skull-faced statues. As it approaches the main ramp up towards the dome, it turns off course, hurtling into the darkness. With a shudder, it comes to the stop. Its headlights have picked out a robed figure standing in this empty tomb. Next to him, covered in a ragged cloth, is a large vehicle. As you descend the boarding ramp, Yurt realizes who you are. "I knew it," the old man says. "I knew it was going to be you." And that's the end of Dark Heresy this week.
Oh, I have missed you, my son.
Oh,
I'm
I
surprised
like
he's
it.
still doing. I thought he'd retired for the money we gave him. To be honest.
I thought Avila killed him. Frankly,
I guess we'll find out.
What?
Well, clearly
What?
not.
What?
what does that mean?
What? I don't
What?
know. I don't know.